Hello, everyone. Let me know if you have audio so that we get started. We're going to be talking about sexism in Hinduism. See if Hinduism is sexist or not. We're going to try to keep an open mind. You guys are here to hold me accountable. Susanna was here just a second ago before she left. She's in the live chat, but she was looking at the live chat and she wanted me to highlight just so that how um, the level of crazy that we're dealing here. Okay, so she just saw this comment in the live chat. Thank you, music guy, saying idea is good. And Susanna here in the live chat saying, "Yay, we're live." Okay, good. So the idea is working. Thank you for confirming. I do want to highlight this guy in the live chat that Susanna wanted me to highlight. Right, so it starts off with saying this is before we went live. The live chat was active, and this eye opener with like is that who's that? Is that Vishnu or is that Shiva? It looks like it's too small, I can't see. I think it's Shiva. Okay, so that's pretty okay, so we know where we're heading with that kind of icon in the profile pic. So it's saying eye opener. Okay, so he or she is saying, I will make you famous, don't worry, as soon as possible. You will get trolled in all over the India. So it seems like we're starting with the heavy amount of butthurt already. We haven't even started. We haven't even discussed anything. But the second comment is very the second comment is very gets very interesting. And I need to explain this for people who are don't know the by the way, there's always a chance that someone's trolling. Okay, I can't tell anymore. Okay, but this is very funny. Okay, so I'll explain to you why this person is saying this. Okay, so we're trying to talk about sexism in Hinduism, and this person is saying there's no respect for women. If wife disagrees for sex, even if she's pregnant, um, or date, I don't know, then angels will curse entire day till morning. Really? Ha 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 ha. Okay, so do you guys understand what's happening here? Do you guys understand what's happening here? So this is I think if this is not a troll, this is we haven't even started, and we have a butthurt Hindu person here, and no, so I'm gonna see if you guys get what's happening here. Imagine being butthurt over imagine. No, not like guys. Do you understand what's happening here? This is m- one of the millions and millions of millions of butthurt Hindutva people out there. I want to say Hindu because you two might think I'm generalizing. Okay, hashtag not all Hindus. Okay, like not all Hindus. Many Hindus are amazing. Like liberal Bengali Hindu is one of us. Like here, right? So he's amazing, right? Um, but this is one of the many people who are butthurt, and they think anybody who attacks Hinduism must be Muslim. Okay, the reason why this person is posting this comment is because they think I'm Muslim because I'm talking about Hinduism in a negative way, right? So what they're referring to is a hadith in Islam that curses women if they don't have sex with their husband. So there's a hadith in Islam, I think it's a Sahih hadith, that says that if a man wants to have sex with their wife and the woman refuses, the angels will be cursing the wife till morning. Like there's going to be angels just cursing and cursing and cursing the wife because she said no to the husband, right? So they're using this as an attack on me. Guys, I want you to comprehend. God, like this is such a funny joke, all right? Is the constant attack that on me as if I'm a Muslim. Like they want to defend Hinduism and they're coming against me and they're like attacking Islam thinking that I'm going to get hurt. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Um I love it. Oh, thank you for confirming. Apparently it's a okay, it's a Paras Huram image. Okay, okay. It's a picture is too small, can't see properly. Okay, okay. Anyways, okay. And he's also confirming that it's not a picture of him. I guess I don't know. No, guys, it's everything is binary. Like for many religious people, everything is binary. Like all your enemies have to be the same. This is why Christian fundamentalists, they can't comprehend like having multiple boogeymen, right? They have to get the Jewish people and the Satanists and the Illuminati and the satanic, they all have to merge them into one and make it one evil thing, because it's too complicated to have like more than one boogeyman. Anyways, let's start with some scripture, and let's see, guys. We're going to be analyzing Hinduism today, so the key part is Hinduism, okay, not Hindus. Okay, so I don't know why so many people get confused here all the time. Like, oh, Muslims do this, Muslims do that, and we're talking like when we're criticizing Islam, we're looking at the Quran and the Hadith. Okay, we're not talking about how Muslims behave. I'm not saying they're unrelated, but they're different subjects. Okay, um, now we're talking about Hinduism in scripture, and a lot of people don't get that. A lot of people are like, oh, look at this, Hindus have done this and that. First of all, most Hindus live pretty decent lives. Most Hindus do not practice a lot of the things that maybe we're going to be covering today, right? And most people in general are better than the scriptures. Okay, so we're just specifically talking about scripture. And again, I understand that Hinduism, to be able to connect Hinduism to, you know how in Matrix, the when they are shooting at people, you keep dodging the bullets that are coming at you, right? Hinduism does that very effectively, okay? Because when you want to praise Hinduism, all of a sudden Hinduism has a definition, and we know what we're referring to, okay? But when we also all of a sudden when we want to criticize Hinduism, all of a sudden Hinduism is just a term that foreigners used about a vast group of ideologies that are not related, and Hinduism doesn't even stand for anything, and there's no such thing as Hinduism. And like there's nothing, like if you want to criticize something, and all of a sudden it could be many things at the same time and nothing at all as well. So you just all of a sudden becomes, it's kind of like um waves and particles, right? So sometimes when you have observing waves, all of a sudden it acts like a particle, and if you're not observing it, it becomes like wave. Hinduism is like that. So when you want to praise Hinduism, it acts like a particle, and it's all of a sudden when I think, oh, look, Hinduism is good. So so Hinduism is a thing now. And then when you want to criticize it, it acts like a wave. It's like, where is Hinduism? What is Hinduism? Hinduism is nothing. Hinduism is everything. And Hinduism is not even like a term that we refer to. Like, it doesn't even exist. Like, you guys came up with the term. So all of a sudden there's nothing to target because Hinduism is all over the place. Okay. So I understand that's a tactic that has worked very effectively for defending Hinduism. So for the sake of today, when we want to criticize scripture, we just are referring to all the scripture that are responsible for all the traditions and beliefs that are usually associated with Hinduism. And if you don't want to use that word, we could say refer to all the um, spiritual, supernatural beliefs coming from the Indian subcontinent. Okay, that's what we're referring to. All right. All right. So let's start with something a little bit less heavy. Like a little bit less. Like we're gonna. Actually, there's no order to this. Oh, I completely forgot to mention. This is very important. Um, I had help with collecting this scripture and trying to make sense of it. And the person that helped me is the YouTube channel. The link for them is in the description. So Indian Queer Atheist, right? So let me see. Actually, make sure that the link to the channel is in the description. Yes, Queer Indian Atheist YouTube channel. The link is in the description. Go subscribe to them because they really help me out, make sense of everything. Okay. And also my friend also helped me out. Another friend that cannot be named. There are two people helped me. So, but the Queer Indian Atheists, they helped me. So please go support them. Link in the description. Okay. So just to get an understanding of when it comes to um, Islam and Christianity, we understand, like a lot of us understand, what scripture we're mostly referring to, right? So with Christianity, we're mostly focusing about on the New Testament. With Islam, we're mostly focusing on the Quran. If we want to get like make things even more interesting, we might go and look at the hadiths, right? And maybe some of the um, biography of life of Muhammad as well, if we're going to get venture too far away from. But we know the Quran is the main thing, right? And when it comes to Hinduism, this is like Susanna's like, oh Jesus, this chart again. Yeah, it gets a little bit all over the place. So just because that's why a lot of people have a hard time criticizing Hinduism, because they don't even know, is like, is this Hinduism? Is this scripture? Is this not scripture? Is this just a text that some people who happen to be India wrote, or is this part of the religion or not? Right. So it's a bit messy, and that's makes it also difficult to criticize Hinduism, and that's why a lot of people don't. Okay, and also a lot of people from India, anytime like you want to, some people are helpful, like tell you, like they help you and try to make sense of everything. But some people, because they understand that you are trying to criticize Hinduism, they just make it seem like so complicated that you can't even touch it and you will never understand it. Like, oh, like, by the way, the same people that keep telling you that you haven't done your research and you don't understand it, the same people, if you were praising Hinduism with very little research, they would accept your praise. Okay, it's very much like in Islam, right? If you are criticizing, then it doesn't even matter if you have like 3 PhDs or whatever. You haven't done your research, you don't understand it. Okay, but if you're praising Islam or Hinduism, then the most basic understanding of what you're talking about is enough, and you're doing a good job, and you understand what's happening. Okay, so that's how it's work. How it works. If you criticize it, you don't get it. You have no idea what you're talking about. If you praise it, then you understand what you're talking about. Um, Actually, Brother Bren is saying, do Hindus understand this chart? Actually, mostly no. Um, that's what I find interesting. So the main two categories, again, I don't, my pronunciation of these things are going to be horrible. The Shrutis and the Smritis. Okay, so what you have to understand is that many Hindus will tell you that these are the Vedas are in this Shruti parts, right? The Shruti parts are like, these are like hard coded, like this is the back end coding of the universe. Okay, the Shruti parts, these are like the voice of the freaking divine, like even above divine, like hard coded within the fabric of the universe, right? Basically this is the back end coding of the universe. Okay, this is the Shruti. Okay, and maybe the Smriti is the front end coding of the universe, something like that. Okay, so these are supposed to be, this is the Smriti ones, which is like the things that are remembered, are supposed to be more flexible, are supposed to be less hardwired in the fabric of the universe. They're supposed to be less divine in a sense, but not really, because it's interesting that even though like the Vedas are here, like you see the Vedas, the four Vedas, the most important one being the Upanishads, they're over here. Okay, but even though they keep saying that this is the Vedas are the most important and this is the most divine part, Hinduism today is mostly defined by this right side, this part, right? Like what is this Hindu scripture that people recognize the most, and it's the most famous one, right? It's the Gita, it's the Bhagavad Gita, right? Look, the Bhagavad Gita is not in the Vedas here; it's over here. Okay, this is why some people refer to these things. I don't know if this, like, some people don't like this, but some people refer to these in the Puranas and this Itihasa, or means the history part. They refer to them as the fifth Veda. I don't think one of these is incorrect. Like, I don't know. Like, I remember my friend told me that They never heard them. One of these apparently is supposed to be the fifth Veda. But I mean, the fact that some people are calling these the fifth Veda because the four Vedas are here, right? These are the four Veda. These are ancient. These are like ancient. Let me tell you something, guys. We're like, if we're being fair, we're talking about two completely religion. Okay, this is like ancient. Like this one, again, this is according to my friend as well, and according to the course I also took. This is like, the Indus Valley civilization religion, and somehow it led to what we recognize as Hinduism today. But if you study these things, they are very, very different. Okay, so this is like the Vedic religion, and this is Hinduism. But now somehow we're saying they're the same. Okay, but what we recognize as Hinduism today, okay, it's mostly based on this right hand side. Okay, it's based on the Bhagavad Gita, the Ramayana, or all these epics. Okay, these epics are in Hinduism are considered history, but anybody that has any common sense knows that these are just like fiction. They're just like mythical stories and stuff. What am I trying to say? There's legends and stuff like that. These are not real. Okay, this is the Bhagavad Gita, part of the bigger epic of Mahabharata, which is the longest epics ever, I think, in history. And this Ramayana is just basically the whole story of Rama being amazing and everything, including burning his own wife. Apparently, that's cool. And this is the Puranas. Okay, so yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that these are very important. Okay, and we'll talk about them. So, and another part that is very important here that we're going to refer to today and look at some scripture to see if it's sexist or not comes from these law books. Okay, and this is the Dharma Sutras, right? These are basically what you consider to be a Hindu Sharia. This is Dharma Sutra is basically Hindu Sharia. Okay, wait. Yes. Okay. This is gonna last further. Anyways, let's get to some scripture. I just wanted to let guys know that when we go through some of these scripture, we want to be able to understand where they stand and what their position is. Okay, because it's easy to just be like, oh, look at this verse. It's pathetic. It's violent. It's anti-woman. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yes, it is. But is it actually scripture, or is it just a book? Or is it part of Hinduism, or is it not part of Hinduism? Okay, because every time you do that, some people keep saying that, oh, this is not even Hinduism. Why are you even talking about this? Okay. Anyway, so let's remove this for a second and let's look at some scripture. Okay. So this one is, I think it's gonna be part of the law books. Okay. So what we're looking at is one of the minor law books. Okay, we're going to start with something that we're going to see if it's a significant part of Hinduism or not, but we're going to keep working our way up. Okay, let me see what's the part of the scripture that we're going to look at here. This is going to be about punishment for rape victims. And now, yes, you heard me correctly. I didn't say punishment for rapists. I said punishment for rape victims. Okay, so let's look at this one. Okay, so again, this will be, correct me if I'm wrong in the live chat, this will be over here, part of the Dharma Sutras. Okay, all right. Okay, so here's the text. Let me zoom. Can you guys see this? All right, so it starts with from 13 here. Okay, so let me just tell you what this is. This is the name of this minor textbook. Again, I can't pronounce these things. It's the Brihaspati Smriti. Okay, chapter 23. Chapter 23 is supposed to be on adultery. Okay. Yeah, and dharma means duty. I know, guys. Like, I know that. Okay. This is, you guys are, we're getting way above, uh, uh way above these basics. So somebody is saying in the live chat that Manusmriti is more like the Sharia. Okay, so guys, the Manusmriti, we're going to get to the Manusmriti. Okay, so again, the Manusmriti is also part of these Dharma Sutras, I think. Yes, but it's the most important law book. Okay, the Manusmriti is also one of these law books, but we're looking at a minor law book right now. Okay, part of the scripture, which is like a Hindu Sharia. But the Manusmriti, we will have text from the Manusmriti as well. But that's why I said we're going to work our way up, which is like the most important, the most official law book in Hinduism, right? We're working with something smaller and we're working our way up, okay? So, wait, where was this? So book chapter 23, section, I don't know, can I call this a verse? Let's call it a verse. Verse 13 to 14. Okay, so let's read this. When a woman has been enjoyed against her will, okay, this is pretty clear. Okay, don't tell me like I'm taking things out of context. Sorry, this is when a woman has been enjoyed against her will. That means what? That means she's been raped. Okay, so what do we do? What do we do when a woman has been raped? What do we do? Okay, YouTube, this is not my views. I'm just reading scripture, right? She shall be kept in the house, well guarded. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad so far. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Maybe we're guarding her. She's been harmed. Smeared with ashes. Not sure why you need to do that, but okay, not so bad still. Lying on a low couch and receiving a bare maintenance only. Okay, bare maintenance, like just the minimum amount needed for surviving, water and food. I don't know why you need to do that, but it's not very violent. It's unnecessary, weird. Why are you doing to her? She's a victim. But it continues to number 14. To atone for her sin. Here it is. Okay, what? Okay, yeah, somebody is saying Ghost Bunny saying when a woman has been enjoined against her will, the language is gross. Yeah, okay. Oh, great. Katie is here. Don't worry, Katie. We just got started. Okay, we just got started. So Katie is good. It's good that Katie is here because if I get anything wrong, she could help me. Right? Thank you, Katie, for being here. All right. So to atone for her sin, guys, look at the contradiction. She has been enjoined against her will, but yet she has committed a sin. What the hell is this sin? She was raped. Okay? To atone for her sin, she shall be caused to perform what the hell is this? Krikhara. Krikhara. Let me see actually. I have commentary from the Indian queer atheist. Again, thank you so much to her. Go subscribe to her channel. Link is in the description. To atone for her sin, she shall be caused to perform kirkhata. Okay, wait. Or paraka, which is penance. Oh, it's already here. Penance. Penance in case she had intercourse with her equal in caste, but if she has been enjoyed by a man of inferior caste, she shall be abandoned and put to death. Put to death for something that happened against her will. This is casteist and sexist at the same time, and also violence. Like, we're just covering everything in just this one Hindu Sharia. Look at this. Yeah, Ghost Bunny saying, Armin, it gets worse. What the fuck is this? This triggers me. Well, it should. Like, guys, we're covering almost everything vile in one law, one instruction in one of the Hindu law books. Okay? So first of all, it's a rape victim. You're holding her responsible. Like, you know how we talk about rape culture and, blaming the victim? This goes beyond rape culture and blaming the victim. This is not blaming the victim. This is killing the victim. Yes, Katie saying this should trigger any decent human. Exactly. Okay, just to make sense of this, we're gonna keep going. There's gonna be a lot more, right? I mean, you can't make sense of this, right? But just to understand what scripture we're looking at here at, again, thanks to um, queer Indian atheists who helped me with making sense of what scripture we're looking at, right? Let's look at the source of this, right? So this one is one of the minor law books, and basically it's the B Bihasapi Smriti. Okay, this is the Bihasapi Smriti. Okay, there we go. Smear. No, am I saying that? Smriti. Okay, so remember, Smriti means it's over here. Okay, and it's a law book. So see, this is Smriti, and it goes to one of these law books over here. Okay, so I just want to make sure that people don't think that we're just making this stuff up, and this is less significant than the law books that we're going to be quoting later. Okay. Yeah, Susanna is saying basically the reason why you're supposed to be apparently supposed to be killing her is because the lower caste has polluted her. All right. So what is this? This scripture that we're looking at, the Brihasapi Smriti, it's this. So I have the text here. Okay, I'm going to just read it. This is a piece of early legal literature of ancient India. It is one of the ritual shastras under Dharma Sutra or Dharma Shastra. Okay, so again, I was right. Okay, it's under this is there's two names for this for the Hindu law books. You either call them Dharma Sutra or you call them Dharma Shastra. Again, sorry for my pronunciations of everything. Actually, I'm not sorry. I'm not Indian. Okay, so this piece of scripture is mostly lost except for a small collection of verses. It also has a close connection to the laws of Manu. We'll get to the laws of Manu later, okay? But this has a connection to the laws of Manu, which is the Smriti. Manu Smriti, okay? Again, Manu Smriti is the most important law book, okay? Which gives them a special claim to consideration. This Smriti also suggests the existence of a hierarchy of courts in ancient India, beginning with family courts and ending with the king. The Smriti also declares that any Smriti text opposed to the teaching of Manu has no validity. All right, so it's important to recognize that if there's any, how in Islam, you know, how in Islam you have, oh, okay, so Katie's helping me. Brihaspati Smriti. Okay, that's how you say the name of this book. Okay, all right. So you know how in Islam, any hadith that contradicts the Quran will be null, and like it would not be accepted. So in Hinduism, any law book or any laws or any instruction that contradicts the Menu Smriti, that would not be accepted, right? That's like the ultimate law book would be the Menu Smriti. Okay, um there's nothing in the Menu Smriti, I don't think, that contradicts this, right? Because the Menu Smriti itself, as we shall get to, is going to be very, is there actually, there might be, I don't know. The Menu Smriti itself is very sexist, right? So if you don't accept this because this is a lower minor law book compared to the Manusmriti, we will get to the Manusmriti as well to show how sexist the Manusmriti is. Okay. So is this making sense to you guys? Like, are we putting everything in context? Because I've seen some other people just read a Hindu scripture and just be like, "Oh my God, this is bad," and without putting into context on what are we even referring to? Is this like, what part of Hinduism is this? Is this important? Is this not important? Like, do you think, like, does it, am I putting things in context right now for you guys to understand the standing of these verses? Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's see what do we have next. So the first one was, we started with a banger, like just killing rape victims. Apparently, you guys, some people are just saying random stuff that has nothing to do with what this specific topic at hand. Okay, Susanna said, "Yep." Somebody saying Bahara is saying Vedas contradicts Smritis. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The Vedas contradict, guys. The Vedas contradict everything that we reckon, like not everything, many things that we recognize about Hinduism today. The Vedas, like this is why I'm saying the Vedas are should be considered a different religion. Like some of the early Vedas had cow sacrifice. Okay, some of these early Vedas, these are, guys, these are extremely ancient. Okay, so these things on the right side, that are ancient, but these are like ancient even for ancient people. Okay, so these are like really really old stuff. Okay, and if you keep referring to the Vedas, then you're not going to be referring to what we recognize as Hinduism today. What we recognize as Hinduism today mostly comes from these law books, from the Puranas, and from these epics. That's why the Gita is the most famous book in Hinduism today, right? Because if you go to the Vedas, well, guess what? I have cows. I could. There's cow sacrifice in the Vedas. There's cow sacrifice. They kill cows. They sacrifice cows to the gods in the Vedas, right? If they kill cows, do you think Hinduism today will recognize sacrificing cows? Hinduism today, that has Hinduism today got to do anything with sacrificing cows? So I don't know if you want to keep going back to the Vedas, because that is not what Hinduism looks like today. Okay? Yeah, here. Where is this? Katie is also saying, yeah, Hindus, if the Vedas also contradict banning beef. So what are you going to do with that? Okay? Anyways, so don't bring me the Vedas. Nobody gives a crap about the Vedas in Hinduism today. I mean, maybe a little bit the Upanishads. If anything from the Vedas could be considered relevant today, you could say there is Upanishad. But even that, nobody gives a crap. Nobody cares about the Upanishads. Like nobody's like looking at Upanishads and thinking about Hinduism. People are looking at this stuff over here. All right. Let me get to the next scripture. What do you guys? Okay. Oh, actually, the next one is okay. Hold on. This is the next one. Let me close all of this stuff. We're good with this. Okay. So this is about women's independence. Where do I find this chapter? Oh no, I opened the wrong link. Hold on. Oh no, this one. Sorry. It's so amazing how nobody, like, there's not that much effort in trying to go through these verses. You can see like there is no attempt. Like the Islamic one, that's going through this Islamic scripture has been like, or like even before that, Christian scripture has been such a wide practice that there's so many different websites, and trying to put it all in one place and organize it in so many different ways, right? But Hinduism, it's the attempt of making sense of the scripture is not as elaborate and sophisticated in Hinduism, because a lot of Hindu life and Hindu practice is it's about the rituals rather than actually paying attention to what scripture is saying. I mean, if anybody is caring about what the scripture is saying, it's mostly the story parts, right? Which is interesting, because a lot of Hindus keep acting like Hinduism is such a source of wisdom, but there's actually not that much of an attempt in trying to make sense of all the scripture. Like the only parts of scripture that people that gets highlighted is if somebody finds something that sounds beautiful, kumbaya, and nice, and they just take that out, and that gets famous. But the way to make sense of all scripture and go through them is so far behind what Islam and Christianity has done, right? So, and you can see the websites, like you have to go, if you want to look at scripture, you have to go and find like Wayback Machines and archives, and so many of it hasn't even been translated. Like it's just such a mess because there hasn't been that much of an interest to microanalyze Hindu scripture in the way that you see with Hindus, with Christianity and Islam, right? Yeah, you got this Hindu guy in the live chat is just talking about random stuff that all over the place that we're not even talking about. You just, I don't know who you're talking to. Somebody saying, brother, I think you should react to those things that which Hindu follows. Not again. I started by saying we're talking about Hinduism today. We're not talking about Hindu. What do Hindus do? Okay. And again, I am talking about what Hindu is mostly is responsible for Hinduism today, as Hindus recognize it. That's why we're not looking that much at the Vedas. That's why we're looking more at these more relevant stuff to Hinduism today. Okay, this person is insane in the live chat. Oh, hold on. There's a good comment here. Katie saying Hinduism, unlike Christianity and Islam, also prefer to keep most of its followers lower caste people who suppress upper caste by population as illiterate. Yeah, I mean that's also, we saw that in Catholic as well, in the Catholic tradition as well. But anyways, let's get to this. Let's get to the scripture. Let's read some scripture. Okay, so the scripture that we're reading is from the Garuda Puranas. Okay, so guys, we're talking Puranas now. This is like way more significant than the first book that I mentioned. Like some people could criticize the first, like the killing of rape victim verse that I mentioned. A lot of people be like, Armin, okay, that was a law book, but it was one of the minor law book. It wasn't even the main law book, which is the Manus Smriti. Okay, now we're going even above law books. We're talking about Puranas, right? Like you see that this is very, very significant. Okay, very significant in Hinduism is the Puranas. Okay, so we're talking about one of the Puranas. Okay, so let's say, and also we'll talk about which Purana we're talking about as well. Okay, to just show you how significant this is, right? Let's zoom in. It says, a woman is protected by her father in infancy, by her husband in youth, and by her son in old age. Okay, she has no separate and independent living. A man is at liberty to marry a second wife in the event of his first having had no issue after 8 years of wedlock. Okay, so after 8 years of wedlock, if your wife has no issue, you could get a second wife. After 9 years of that, of one whose one whose children die in their infancy, after 11 years of the marriage, a wife after the marriage, a wife that has given birth to daughters only. Okay, daughters only apparently supposed to be a bad thing. And instantly, when she first is foul mouthed and tries to give him a bit of her mind. Okay, so if you're basically a nagging wife, so basically this is a verse telling you the conditions to when you can get a second wife, right? So if you have a good wife, so women are not independent, there's no liberty for women apparently, right? There's no separate independent living for a woman. Okay, so if you want to defend this, what I could say, like I'll get to the second part soon. I can, like, if I want to steelman this, if I want to defend this, I could say, like, well, back then maybe there shouldn't have been independent living for women because maybe it's not safe. I don't know. Maybe you could say, like, maybe, well, this is the standard for those times for women to have no separate independent living. Okay, Sure, if that's the way you want to go. What I would say then is that just like what we say about other scripture is, therefore don't look for wisdom for how to live your life today in scripture, right? So don't there. That means that if you want to, if their excuse is like, well, this was the standard at the time, then don't tell me that scripture, Hindu scripture, it can be used as a source of wisdom for today. Then if it's for that time, just then leave it for that time. We are living in a modern world and we could do better. Women today can completely, if they wish to do so, live separate and independent lives, right? So there's that. But this other part is very interesting. The second part is very interesting, okay? Because after 8 years, you have to wait 8 years apparently to get your second wife. But I mean, if there are some conditions that makes it a woman liberty to a man is a liberty to a second wife if in the event of his first wife having no issue after 8 years of wedlock. Okay, no issue. What does that mean? No issue after 8 years of wedlock. Okay, so somebody's saying Hindu guy in the live chat is saying lies, fake. It's all BS based on. Okay, wait. It's all BS based on sexism. No, that's somebody else. They're both purple, so that's it. So somebody's saying this is lies and fake. Guys, you could go look this up yourself. You could go check these out yourself. Hold on. I'll show you where this here. Look at this. Okay, you could basically go and look this up. Go find a copy of the Garuda Purana. All right, and this is in chapter 15 of the Garuda Purana. Okay, so this is, if you don't believe what I'm saying, just go look it up yourself. Okay, and we'll talk about what the Garuda Purana are. Oh, look at this! Oh my God, guys! Remember I told you that a lot of Hindus think that anybody who comes after Hinduism must be Muslim. Look at this! Look at this! He is lying to you all. He is a follower of Muhammad. Oh, he posted this 3 times. Oh my God. Thank you for the comedy. Oh God, this is beautiful. This is so beautiful. Don't listen to me, guys. I'm a follower of Muhammad. Oh my God. Just God, you guys make life so interesting. Thank you for that. Oh wait, what did I do? All right. Um, had no issues after 8 years of wedlock. Okay, so the part that is interesting is the foul mouth part. Okay, so you don't have to wait. Correct me if I'm right. Oh my God, this guy is like spamming now. I have to block you. Like, you're so entertaining. Why did you have to post it like 8 times? Now I have to block you. Oh, there's another person coming with the same message. They're copying the same thing. He's lying to you all. He's a follower of Muhammad. There's a second one saying the same thing. Somebody else banned that person. Guys, if you want to be this okay, I already blocked. Thank you, Susanna. Guys, if you want to be this entertaining, now a third person. Guys, they're like, we're under a raid. We're under a troll. Okay, guys, if you want to be this entertaining, we will let you be this entertaining here. We like this. Just don't post it 6 times so that we don't have to block you. We will not only we won't block you, I would even highlight your message so everybody so that everybody can see. So if you post it 6 times, we will have to block you so that the live chat is not taken over by trolls and your future messages wouldn't be seen here. So if you have something to say, if you post it once, I'll highlight it and everybody will see it. That way your message will get across. So please be here and say these things. It's funny. Just don't post it 6 times. It will work for you as well because you want everybody to see your message here, right? So if you don't post it 6 times, we won't have to block you. Okay? Oh, here's another guy. Wow. Somebody we're under a raid attack. Do you guys not know that this actually helps us? Shh, don't tell anyone. Okay. Never mind. Don't tell them that. Okay, so it says when the first is so this part is very interesting because you don't really need permission from your wife if your wife is like like foul mouth. Like if you tell your wife, like, hey, I'm thinking about getting a second wife, and she's like, what? No, F you, what are you doing? Like, this is your horrible husband, you don't provide, like something like that. Then you're like, nice. Now I don't have to wait 8 years anymore to get a second wife. This is a very good way of managing your wife, controlling her, because she has to know for 8 years that if she's foul mouthed, that will open the door for you to instantly get a second wife. So your wife, like, this is like, she needs to know that she needs to be acting properly. She needs to be on her best behavior if she wants to make sure so that for at least 8 years you're not getting a second wife. Because if you are foul mouth, then that means I can get a second wife like that. No waiting period. No waiting period. Guys, let's make this easy. Let's feed the trolls. Let's feed the trolls something. Like, yeah, Armin exposed he's a follower of Muhammad. Okay, let me actually let me feed the trolls. Okay, ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasul. No, wait, no, I have to do the thing. I have to do the tawheed. Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Go clip this. I'm attacking guys. Hold on. I'm attacking Hinduism, and here, go clip this part. Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Wa ashhadu. Hold on. Ashhadu anna la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Okay? I gave this to you. Hindus, go clip this part. I give you a gift. Tell everybody I'm a Muslim. Maybe I should have been more covered. This is, go use that. Go use that against me to expose me. Do that. There you go. This is my gift to you. Go spread that around. Somebody's saying nobody creates accounts as fast as your haters. Yeah, true. Yeah, no, I did it better second time. Shh, stop messing with. Okay. All right. All right. What was I saying? Okay. So yeah. So this is a very significant. Let's look at what we're talking about. All right. So if you look at the Puranas, actually, let me read what we have about the Garuda Purana. Okay. So the scripture that we just read is from the Garuda Purana. And again, I have a text very helpful from the Indian Queer Atheist. Go subscribe to her channel, link in the description. What she wrote about the Garuda Puranas is that this is one of the 18 major Puranas in Hinduism. It contains the conversation between Vishnu and the king of birds, Garuda. That's why it's called the Garuda, right? Hold on. This one. That's why it's called the Garuda. Mantras from the scriptures are used during Hindu funerals, and it is considered unlucky to read them at any other time. Ooh, okay. This scripture is also known for dealing with the topics of afterlife and the tortures in Naraka or hell. By the way, a lot of people don't know that Hinduism does have a hell. It's called Naraka. So Hinduism does have a hell. So a lot of people think because Hinduism has reincarnation, there's no hell in Hinduism. There is. Earlier scriptures do not have such a vivid description, and hence it is also theorized that the writer of this book could have been in contact with Christianity to some extent. This scripture also includes chapters on yoga and tantra. Okay, so guys, just to tell you how important from the position of this scripture is, if you look at the Puranas, again, let me show you. The Puranas are so important that here in this chart, at least, I know some people will have issue with this. In this chart, at least, they're so important that they're being referred to as the fifth Veda. That's how important the Puranas are. And among the Puranas, there's 18 of them that are the most important. So if you scroll down here, right, you can see the Maha Puranas, right? So of the many texts designated as Puranas, the most important are the Mahapuranas, or what they call the major Puranas. These are said to be 18 in number. divided into 3 groups of 6. Okay, so there are 18 Puranas that are the most major ones. Okay, so this one was the Garuda, and if you scroll down here, there we go. See, the Garuda Purana is one of the 18 major Puranas. So based on this, and based on how important this Purana is, you can see that this is one of the. So unlike the earlier text that we mentioned, which was a minor law book, and some people could have an issue with that, as like, is this that important? This one, you can't argue with this one about the authority and the position that this Purana has in Hinduism, right? So there's that one. Do you like how, guys? Do you like how we're going about doing this? Is we're not just like just reading random scripture and telling you, oh, like, look, oh, how bad Hinduism is. Like, we're also making sense like what the position of the scripture is in Hinduism. Okay, let's go to the next verse. I think like we're doing a very good job. I haven't seen anybody do this like this. I haven't seen anybody do it like this. All right, so the next scripture is about women have been being represented as a deceit or deceit. A deception. Let's see actually what this is. Oh yeah, okay. This is about Maya. Let me. This is Maya. There we go. All right. So what are we looking at? We're looking at another book. What book is this? We're looking at Srimad Bhagavatam. Am I reading this right? Secular rights is saying, yeah, this is a great way to go through scripture. It's helpful. Liberal Bengali Hindu saying, I have read a few verses from Manu Smriti and Garuda Purana. Okay. It is pathetic. Wow. It's coming from this is coming from a Hindu. It is pathetic? Wow, amazing. Okay. Oh, something about Purana that Katie is mentioning, if you want to go back to Purana, but after that, let's move on, okay? Katie is saying the word Purana translates to old. Most of Hindu mythology and practices people know today come from the Puranas. Yes. All right. So again, what we recognize as Hinduism today. So actually, if you want to talk about if you want to look at the 3 most important scriptures that are relevant to Hinduism today, they're not the Vedas. The Vedas are, people celebrate them because they're the oldest, they're the most ancient, so they're considered to be fundamental hard code back-end coding of the universe, but nobody pays attention to them in Hinduism. In modern day Hinduism, we have the stories, or what they think it's history, which is not, it's just fiction, which is the Itihasa, and the Bhagavad Gita is part of that, right? And the Puranas, as Katie is mentioning, is where most of the practices of today's Hinduism comes from, and it's the law books. The law books is what you could criticize Hinduism, but the Manu Smriti comes from here as well. Okay, so that's the most important things that we need to pay attention to. Okay, so what is this though? Where are we? We're now talking, like, let's see if this is a part that we need to pay attention to. Okay, this is this here. This is part of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Nailed it. Did I nail it? All right. And what are we looking at? We're going all the way down here, and we're looking at this one. Okay, so we're looking at text 40. But this is no, wait. We're looking at text 30. Wait, hold on. Yeah, we're looking at text 40. So this is chapter 3 of the book, and we're looking at verse 40, which says, okay, so Katie is saying Srimad Bhagavatam is also known as the Bhagavad Purana. Really? Is that one of the... Wait, hold on. Is that one of the Puranas? Oh, but it's also called, wait, no, Bhagavata. Oh yes, look, it's one of the 18 major Purana. Okay, so we're still in the Puranas. We're still in the Puranas. Okay, so this is also extremely major. But let's read it. Let's read it. Let's read it. A woman, the woman created by the Lord, and I think, okay, so I'm seeing also here that was provided by the Indian, the queer Indian atheist, that the Lord here is referring to Vishnu. So here, which god we're talking about? Oh, guys, remember in Hinduism today, the three main gods are Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma. Okay, and the reincarnations of those gods, right? Like, so for example, you might think like, oh, what about Rama? What about Krishna? Well, those are reincarnations of Vishnu, right? So Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma are the Hindu trinity. And yes, I'm saying trinity because I have an Abrahamic mindset, right? That's what I'm. Okay, so it is. These are the three main gods. Okay, so this one is Vishnu, right? One of the three main gods. But also, so if you actually look at the gods that was in the religion of the Indus Valley civilization, which is like people refer to it as Hinduism, but it was so different that shouldn't be called Hinduism. Their gods were different. I mean, their gods still is part of Hinduism, but the main gods back then were Indra, Agni, and a prototype, like a proto Shiva. I forgot what his name called. Like what eventually became Shiva, right? But those are those are the old gods. These are the new gods. So we're talking about Vishnu here, okay? It says, the woman created by the Lord, or basically the woman created by Vishnu, is the representation of Maya. So we'll get back to what this Maya is, right? And well, actually, let me say what Maya is. My understanding of Maya used to be like something that is just a veil over the universe that makes everything look like it's separate, even though everything is the same, right? Remember when we in previous streams we mentioned how a big section of Hinduism is um, monist, unlike dualist. Like Descartes, who's a dualist. Like us materialists are also monists, but Hinduism is monist in the way that considers everything to be made out of Brahman, right? Everything is just made out of Brahman. Everything is Brahman. Everything is the same thing. That's why we say Namaste, because I see the divine in you, because everything is the same thing, including the gods, right? And what I consider to be the way I saw Maya, based on my understanding, based on my limited understanding, Maya seems to be like a cover, like it's an illusion that makes everything look separate, like not see the true nature of reality. Okay, so it seems to me that Maya, to me, when I was reading about it, because the way I was reading about it was this like kind of people that were looking at it just from a philosophical perspective. That's what I was reading before, and to me, it just didn't seem like Maya was something evil. It just seemed like it's just the nature of things. It's just how the universe works. The universe is in a certain way, and Maya gives you this illusion, and it's just how it is. But apparently, I was wrong. Like once you actually look at how it is seen in practice, Maya is seen as this something like negative, as something evil. It's like a form of deception, right? So Maya, by like, there's a lot of negative things associated with Maya. Like, for example, one way you could look at it, one way to see that Maya was being used as a force of evil, is that if you read a lot of Hindu scripture, you can see like a lot of demons or a lot of Ashuras. They use Maya as a weapon, as a tool. Like it's the tool of. It's a bad thing. Okay. Yeah, like some people are saying, like it's in the Matrix. Yeah, the Maya is like the Matrix. Like, well, yeah, but it's an evil, right? And basically, apparently, Vishnu. This verse is saying again. This is one of the major Puranas. Apparently, is saying that woman is created by the Vishnu. It's the representation of Maya. Okay, and then it continues, and one who associate with such Maya. So if you didn't think that Maya is something negative, the rest of the verse makes it very clear that that it is, even if you don't know what Maya is. Okay, guys, do you think, like, my understanding, like, for people who are from India in the live chat, what do you think about my perception of Maya? Is that like an accurate perception? Because there's so many contradictory things coming about these things, right? Um, but okay, so it continues. Anyways, whatever the perception is, you can see that it's something very negative according to this Purana, right? It says, and one who associates with such Maya by accepting services must certainly know that this is the way of death, just like a blind well covered with grass. It's like a trap. Like, women are like, associating with women is like associating like with a well that is covered with glass. Like, it's gonna swallow you, and it's like it's gonna kill you. Somebody's saying Maya is which kind? Which kind? Okay, Varun is saying you are on the right track. Okay, good. We're getting some confirmation from India that we're on the right track. Oh, unhighlight the comment. Sorry. Thank you, Susanna. This is why I need you. Okay, so somebody's saying you have no idea. So this is what I'm telling you guys, right? Like, even from India, somebody's saying, why are you trying to distort the text? I'm literally reading it. I'm literally reading a text. How am I distorting it? What is your interpretation of this? I'm just literally reading it. Okay, so guys, like, look at this. We're getting people from India, like, within, like, who're saying you are on the right track, and then another person saying, like, this is what how you, this is the nature of going through scripture like this, okay, right? Yeah, somebody's saying we can't find the proper text if this is not the correct one. Yeah, guys, if you don't believe me, just to go look at this. I'm giving you the citations. Okay, so here somebody else is saying you have no idea. Maya is explained in detail in the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, yeah, I know. It's also explained in many other places. So I am not giving you detail. I'm just giving you the general gist. And the way Maya is referred to in different scripture, you get different. Like, if you're looking at it from a spiritual philosophical perspective, you get a different understanding from Maya than when you read about Maya in, like, the epics or in the stories, right? So Sneha, when you say you have no idea, Maya is explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Actually, that means that you have no idea, because you're talking about these things as if it's just one concept. So I actually have. It seems like, based on what you're saying, based on what you said, like, it's explained in detail in the Gita. For you to refer to it like that, that shows that you actually have no idea what you're talking about. It's amazing how, with very little research, I managed to understand your Hinduism better than you, Sneha, because you are clearly ignorant the way you're talking about it, because you're just referring to the Gita as if that is the ultimate uh, way of understanding it. And I even refer to the stories. I also told you you could get different perceptions of it based on how do you study it and which scripture you consider to be a source. What happened? Somebody got. What did this guy? Did this guy? This person? Somebody got banned. What did they do? No, guy. Yeah, music guy. Don't leave. Like, I was gonna highlight that. What was that? Why did you? Yeah, no, music guy. Leave the comments. I want people to see this shit. Okay, music guy. I'm really pissed now. Why did you remove that comment? I wanted to highlight that. It must have been something really good. Music guy, please stop doing it. What was that comment that was removed? God damn it. Leave it. These are interesting attacks. I want people to see what's happening in the live chat. What was the comment? Susanna, can you tell me what was the comment? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Varun. Varun is saying you are doing 2,000%, 2,000% good job. I am not even joking. You can't satisfy these. Yeah, these people would not get satisfied. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, okay. Music guy, I can't be too upset with you. You were being You were being protective of Susie. That's very sweet. So who's this garbage person? What was his name? Let me actually humiliate this motherfucker. This guy. Oh, there we go. Look at this. Unbelievable. Guys, look at this. Look how they are defending Hinduism and India. Look how they are embarrassing themselves. This is the defenders of Hinduism. Look at them. Let this person's picture and name forever be remembered as somebody who talks like that. We have it. We have it here for the record. Look at this. Unbelievable that these people don't feel embarrassed. Okay, Rudrish, I know that I see like Rudrish. I know Rudrish, so I know that he's being sarcastic with that comment. So it's so bad that I'm not even going to highlight it. But Rudrish, if I didn't know who you are, I would think that you're being serious. So I can't, guys. If you're being sarcastic, put a. Oh my God, who's this guy? This guy is like putting knife symbols for me. 6 of them. With a what is this? Is that Krishna? I think yeah, that's Krishna. With somebody with a Krishna Hind 313 is like, look at this. Is this a threat? All these knife symbols? What the hell? Yeah, not yeah. Wow. Oh, that's Shiva. Wow, Susanna knows her gods. Yeah, it's too small. Oh, Shiva, not Krishna. Okay, okay. It's too small. I can't see. Wait. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, it has a snake thingy. Yes, yes, yes. That's Shiva. It has a snake around his neck. Okay, that's Shiva. Seriously, what the fuck? All right. So where were we? We're talking about women being an instrument of deception. Okay, guys, here's the thing. Okay, let's say we don't even understand what Maya is. Okay, we have no idea. Let's say we completely misunderstand Maya. Okay, the verse itself makes it clear that whatever this Maya thing is, it's accepting service. What by accepting services of being associated with women, I don't understand how that works, right? That this is the way of death. And also, I don't think a well being covered with grass, it's a good thing, okay? So women who are representation of Maya, and Maya being like a well that is covered with grass that could basically kill you. I just don't think that I don't think that's a good thing. Okay, look at this guy. Like, LOL, Armin feels threatened by YouTube emoji comments. Yeah, I feel so threatened. That's why I'm highlighting them and laughing at them. Oh no, I'm so scared, Sneha. I'm so scared with like knife emojis. Wow. Like amazing. These people are so entertaining. Please never go away. Yeah. Please don't ever go away. Okay, so here, Katie, who is an ex-Hindu. Here's the perception of somebody who was Hindu. Katie saying, I was taught that Maya is like a deceitful illusion. So this is what she was taught from Hinduism, from studying Hinduism as a Hindu. Okay, Asuras are basically the same, like demons. You could, again, everything is not exactly the same. I know I'm speaking when I say demons, people are like, "Oh, Armin, you're speaking from an Abrahamic mindset." Okay, it's just they're bad creatures. Okay, demon, like kind of like demons. Asuras use, yeah, this is exactly what I said. Asuras use Maya Jal to trap you away from Dharma. That's how it was taught. See, I was correct. Okay, it's something like the demons use, so it is associated with negative stuff. Okay, look at this. Katie's a Christian name. No, oh my God. Well, tea or coffee. What tea or coffee is a very what kind of a name is that? Let's like. God damn it, you people are so bad identity. Katie is an ex-Hindu. I know Katie is an ex-Hindu. That's her name that she picked. Okay, you guys are so crazy. Oh my God. Wait, okay, so let's look at the standing of this scripture that we just read that says women are. So this is the Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So let's read a little bit about the scripture. I don't know if I even read that right. I probably didn't. Okay. Oh yeah, actually, this is not just. Ooh, this has such an important position in the Puranas. Look at this, guys. The Srimad Bhagavatam. It's not just one of the. It's like, guys, this is beyond just being one of the scripture that we just read. It's beyond just being one of the most one of the 18. Okay, it's beyond just one of the 18. It's actually such an important part of the Puranas that even in this chart, you can see that it's highlighted as the most important Purana. Oh, somebody's spamming with ones. Wow, I'm threatened by your ones. Hold on, let me block this guy. People spamming. People be spamming. Oh, somebody already took care of it. Thank you, Susanna. Look at this. So this scripture that we just read, where is it? That told you that women are like an instrument of deception and a way of death is not just one of the Puranas, it's the most important Purana. Right? Let me just read about what it was said here. So Srimad Bhagavatam, or otherwise known as Bhagavata Purana, is the most is the most important of the Puranas, revered by Vishnava sect. So I think the Vishnava sect are the people who are mostly loyal to Vishnu. The Vishnava sects of Hinduism. It was the first Purana to be translated into the European language, as a French translation of a Tamil version appeared in. As a French translation of a Tamil version, a French translation of a Tamil version appeared in 1788. So you were talking about the history of its translation. Okay, so that's many Europeans. Okay, so this also introduced the European world to Hinduism, apparently. So this Purana can be translated as the history of the devotees of Vishnu. That's why the Vaishnavites are so interested in this one. And also, this Purana can be translated as the glorious devotee of Vishnu. All right. So this is why this is so important to Vaishnavites, or the devotees of Vishnu, because it is the name of this Purana is the glorious devotees of Vishnu. This scripture also tells us about the various incarnations of Vishnu, more than the 10 major incarnations. Wow, so Vishnu had more than the 10 major incarnations. So I didn't know that. I thought Vishnu only has 10 reincarnations, 10 incarnations. But apparently it has major incarnations and not so major incarnations, and the 10 incarnations of Vishnu are just the major ones. And if you want to learn about the other incarnations of Vishnu, this is the Purana that you read. Apparently, like, is Modi mentioned here? Because apparently Modi is the incarnation of Vishnu. But is Buddha the 9th incarnation of? Apparently, I think, if I remember correctly, I forgot actually. Rama is supposed to be number 8 or number 7. So Katie is saying Vishnu had more than 10 major incarnations, but there are a lot more. Mohini, the only female incarnation, is not among the major ones. Okay. All right, but we know 10 of them. But among the 10 of them, isn't what number was Rama, what number is Krishna, and what number is Buddha, and what number is Modi? Brother, you're confusing us. What am I confusing you about? I just read you a text. Guys, I'm simplifying it for you, okay? I just read you a text telling women are an instrument of deception and death, and I'm telling you it's part of the Puranas, and Purana are an important part of Hindu scripture, and it's not just one of the Puranas, it's actually the most important part of the most important Purana, and I'm even showing you where it belongs in the chart. How is that confusing to you? Somebody's spamming. Thank you, Susanna, for taking care of that. Okay, Rama is the okay. So Vish, and I also made it very clear about the fact that so we're learning about this Purana. We're saying that this Purana is mostly about Vishnu, and that's why the devotees of Vishnu like it so much. And Vishnu is one of the three major gods in Hinduism, in today's Hinduism, right? And we also know that Vishnu has 10 very well-known incarnations. Okay, so Vishnu came in many different avatars, right? And here, thank you for confirming. Both Rudresh and Katie are confirming that Rama is the seventh incarnation of um, Vishnu. Uh, Krishna is the eighth. Buddha is the ninth. Buddha is the ninth because Hinduism is like a very flexible religion and it could go. So Buddhism came out of Hinduism and Hinduism is trying to swallow Buddhism and they try to swallow Hinduism and take it back by making Buddha the ninth incarnation of Vishnu. Okay, the 10th incarnation is Kalki, which is supposed to come at the end of times. But some people, some fringe group of people think Modi is Kalki. So some fringe group of people think Modi is the 10th incarnation of Vishnu. Okay, is that hard to understand? Did I not? Is that not simple? Is it not simple enough? I think we made it very simple. I think we did a good job to make it understand digestible. I mean, if I understand it, then it must be simple. I made it understandable to myself. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, this next one is giving me very Islamic vibes. Let me close this one. Yeah. This one is giving because it's about witnesses, women being able to stand witness or not be able to stand for witness and stuff like that, right? Look at this one. So what are we looking at here? Ooh, guys, I told you about the most important. Wow, we're getting it really heavily spam today. Guys, a lot of Hindus don't want you to know what I'm teaching you today. Look at the insane amount of spam. Thank you, Susanna, for cleaning all that up. Guys, I must be telling you something. This is you should be here. Like a lot of people don't want you to see what I'm telling you. Okay, there's a desperate amount of attempt to try to silence what we have to say. This is like we're exposing some stuff that people don't want you to know. Okay, that the spam. That's what you could conclude from all the spam. Okay, guys, we're looking at Manu Smriti. This is remember I told you this is the most important law book. This is like the most important law book. Okay. Thanks to the whole team. Yeah, thanks to everybody. Thanks to all the mods. Thanks to Susanna. Thanks to Music Guy. Thanks to Ghost Bunny. You guys are keeping it clean here. Thank you so much, guys. Right? This one is juicy. Oh my goodness. All right. So again, if people think like I'm making stuff up, this is Manusmriti 877. Okay. 877. Go look it up. Go find whatever sources that you want and figure out this verse. Okay. And again, it doesn't when it comes to the books of law, it doesn't get higher than Manusmriti. Okay. Manu. Let me tell you about Manu. Manu is like in Hinduism. Wow, we're getting so crazy amount of spam. It's amazing. Manu is like Adam and Noah of Hinduism, right? Manu was the first man in Hinduism. So this Manu guy is the first man, just like Adam in Abrahamic religions. But there was also a flood, and he built a ship. So he's kind of like Noah. He's kind of like Noah and like Adam at the same time. Okay. Oh, also Katie is also a mod. Thank you, Katie. Katie's saying these people are trying their best to prove their religion is not sexist by attacking Susanna with their both. So true, guys. Like right now, a lot of people in the live chat they're attacking Susanna with like some really heavily sexist comments. Guys, that is not a very good strategy when the topic is about sexism and Hinduism. Oh my god, you guys, the level of self-awareness is so is, is below zero. You guys are like, oh no, Armin is making a video about sexism in Hinduism. We have to go attack him, and they're attacking Susanna with sexist comments in the live chat. Amazing, you guys are amazing. You are the worst defenders of Hinduism. Okay, so yeah, the current Manu is the seventh Manu, the world. Yeah, okay, so the Manu that we're dealing with right now, there's many Manus that come and go. There's everything is cyclical in these in non-Abrahamic religions. Yeah, the word man also, the word man comes from Manu, by the way. That's good to know. Rudrish is saying, "Oh my God, I'm so butthurt. Let's go back by humiliating Susanna Armin. That's how that's that'll show them. Yes, you guys got us. You guys got us. You're attacking. Oh my, look at this. One. Like, yeah, you're stopping us from exposing Hinduism by posting so many ones. Guys, do you not see how this level of desperation makes people more interested in what we have to say? Yeah, we will have we'll have a live stream on. Oh my god, there's another person. It's heavy spammy. Jorg, we will have another entire stream on caste system in Hinduism, and yes, they do have caste system. Just follow Atheist Republic. We cover caste. We follow caste related stuff on the news all the time. Just guys, everybody like this stream and subscribe and hit the bell notification. We discuss this a lot here on this channel. We cover ancient scripture and also modern day events related to these beliefs. All right, so let's just go. Let's talk about the scripture. Let's look at what we're looking at Manusmriti, and let's look at what this. Let's look at what this means. This verse is saying. Okay. So Manusmriti means, like, I think the translation of Manusmriti is like the laws of Manu. Smriti. I keep saying Smriti. Smriti. Okay. The laws of Manu, I think it's a good translation, right? It says, a single man free from covetousness may be a witness, but not many women, even though pure, because the understanding of woman is not steady, nor other men who are tainted with defects. Okay, so women and men who are tainted with defects cannot be a witness. So basically what this verse is teaching you is that women cannot be witnesses, because just like men who are tainted with defects, women have defects just by default. They're just born with defects, right? Guys, it doesn't get more serious than this, okay? Like higher than this. We're talking about the Manusmriti, okay? I don't know how I could make you understand that this is like the highest form of law in Hinduism. It doesn't get higher than this. It doesn't get anything above. This is why we're getting so many hate in the live chat, because this is like a full-on exposing. I'm not just telling you that, I'm not just showing you how anti-woman Hinduism is. I'm also showing you that this comes from the highest sources of authority in Hinduism. Okay? So let's learn a little bit about the Manusmriti and what it is supposed to, what it is and why it is so important. Okay? Let me go to the text that we have about the sources. Again, thank you for all the help. Guys, again, go subscribe to the Queer Indian Atheists because of all the help that she provided. Hold on, where are we? Let's read about the... Oh, the Manusmriti's explanation is right next to the verse. Oh, here. So here's some fun facts about the Manusmriti. Okay. Dr. Ambedkar, you guys know that our favorite doctor, our favorite Indian doctor, who is like one of the founders of the Indian Constitution, and very like responsible for anything left of India's secularism. Is that fair to say? And the guy that was very anti-caste and anti-Hinduism in general, that a man who is considered a hero in India and is celebrated as one of the founders of everything that we love about India, right? Everything that we love about, like, this man was a legend. Okay, the, what the greatest hero of India was anti. Like, let me tell you, okay, the greatest, one of the greatest heroes of India that is celebrated by Indians was anti-Hinduism. Okay, yeah, some people are in the live chat are saying the greatest Indian, right? Some other people are saying, yeah. Susanna saying number one king Ambedkar. Right? So that man, he burned the Manusmriti publicly on December 25th, 1927. Manusmriti, okay? Hence, some Indian atheists also celebrate December 25th as the Manusmriti burning day. Okay, again, remember, this is considered like the Hindu version of Sharia. So a lot of atheists in India celebrate December 25th by burning a copy of the Manusmriti. Manusmriti originates from the mythological lawmaker Manu, the Adam and Noah of Hinduism, basically the first man and the guy who built a ship because there was a goddamn flood. Also, okay, Katie is saying Ambedkar is being appropriated by modern Hindutva as a Hindu when he said Hinduism is a disease. It's so amazing that Hindutva is trying to claim Ambedkar, even though Ambedkar specifically said Hinduism is a disease. Unbelievable. Yes. Okay, so the menu. Okay, like, I mean, let me see if I could find the picture of the menu. The Manusmriti. There exists a statue of Manu in front of the Rajasthan High Court. Actually, let me see if I could. So let me see Manu Hinduism. If you look at this, so for people to understand who we're talking about, is this guy, right? And I think this is Vishnu that shows up as a fish to Manu. This is Manu. I think this is Vishnu. And you can see this fish followed them. There was a flood. They built a boat. Comes with a boat. It's not a ship. At least Noah had a ship. They have a boat. All right. You see people talking about Manu being the first human. Okay. And so they have a statue of this guy that had brought the first laws of. And guys, like, remember, the way Hinduism looks at the scripture, they don't think Hinduism is like the religion for Hindus. Okay. They think this is the laws of the goddamn universe, right? So a lot of people think, like, say Islam is like, so people are like, oh, Judaism was just for the Jews. Okay, Christianity and Islam are supposed to be for everyone. Okay, for all humans. Okay, but people say, like, well, at least Hinduism is not like Christianity or Islam. It doesn't have this expansionist spreading mentality. But that's actually not the case, because the way people think about the Vedas, like so, for example, the Quran came to the Arabs and it's supposed to be for all humans, right? Jesus came to the Jews, but he's supposed to be for all humans. Judaism is supposed to be only for the Jews mostly, but the Vedas and these laws, the Vedas are not for all men. They're just they predate the gods themselves. Like, they are within the fabric of the goddamn universe. It's not like it goes even beyond saying that this is for all humans. It's not. It's for every. It's not for every human. It's for every atom. It's for every subatomic particle. You know what I mean? So when we're talking about the laws of Manu, this is also seen as supposed to be the laws for everything, for everyone, for the so that's how people look at it, right? And also the statue of, let me see if I can find Let me close this one. This the statue of Manusmriti. Yeah, okay, so here. This is the statue of not the statue of the statue of Manu, I mean, okay? So I think this is in front of the High Court, the Rajasthan High Court of in India. Is this it? Oh yeah, it is. So you can see like they have Manu because he was the first lawgiver, right? He was the first lawgiver, and they have his statue in front of the High Court. How do you say this? Rajasthan. Am I saying it right? Right. So you can see how seriously they're taking him as the lawgiver, the first man with the first law, with the first law book, right? In front of the High Court. Like this is kind of like the issue with having the Ten Commandments in the United States in front of the the Supreme Court and stuff like that, which is like very unsecular. So this is basically the Hindu version of that, having this statue in front of the High Court, which is basically suggests to you that if our laws in India are supposed to be based on scripture, this challenges how like the notion of India being a secular country, right? How do I put the how do I make the some people are saying put the live chat on slow mode. How do I do that? Hold on, let me see. Does anybody know how I can make the live chat and put it on slow mode? Give me a second. If anybody knows that somebody is yeah, this edit video, maybe that will help with all the spam that we're facing. Setting. How do you do that? Somebody let us know. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. If somebody could go and one of their admins, maybe Susie, if you could figure out how to put the live chat in slow mo, that should help with the. Oh, you're saying no, don't do that. Okay, I won't do that. Susanna said don't do that. Okay. Anyways, because we're getting heavy amount of spam in the live chat. Guys, so much butthurt. So much butthurt by Hindus. Unbelievable. What was I saying? Yeah, okay. So yeah, let me continue with learning more about Manu and how important this is. Many Dalit activists. So for people who don't know, Dalits are like the outcasts, the people who don't like the lowest of the low according to the caste system in India. So for the person who was asking if caste system is still a thing, yes, it's a huge thing in India still to this day. Okay, and Dalits who are supposed to be outcasts, they're saying many Dalit activists want the statue to be removed due to Smriti being an extremely casteist law book. So this law book is also very casteist. Where is it? The law book that we just referred to, right? The Manusmriti, okay? And that's why so many Dalits are against it. Amazing how something so vile, so anti-woman, and so casteist is celebrated not just by a lot of Hindus, but also by the Indian High Court, by high courts in India. Like something so disgusting and vile is being celebrated like that, right? And then it says the Buddhist laws of Myanmar and Thailand are also ascribed to Manu. Wow. After the Indian independence, Hindutva organizations wanted the Manu Smriti to be India's constitution. Okay, so you can see how, wow. So Hindutva organizations who claim to be anti-caste, they wanted Manu Smriti to become India's constitution. India's constitution, which is a book that is extremely casteist. So this shows the hypocrisy of Hindutva for you right there. All right. And again, let's read this verse one more time. Now, I think a lot of you now understand how high level and how authoritative and how significant the Manusmriti is. Again, and also if you want to see the position of that in this chart, it would be one of the Smritis, and it would be under the law book, but it would be the most important law book. Is it anywhere? Yeah. It would be right here. Katie is saying something that I need to highlight. No, that's not. That was to Susanna. It's because these people are going to stop going after you. Amazing how, like, guys, you have no idea how disgusting the live chat is becoming, the way they're going after Susanna. They're going after Susanna to prove that they are not sexist. Oh my God. Okay, so Katie, this is the comment by Katie. They criticize the Constitution to be inspired by foreign constitutions like the French and the American ones. They say the most wisdom comes from India's ancient laws, right? So, well, yeah, everything good about India's constitution is from the fact that was influenced by the French and American ones, and that's why India's constitution is superior to, for example, I don't know, some other countries around that region like Pakistan or Iran, right? Um, but they didn't like that. They're like, no, our yeah, it has to be based on Manusmriti because the wisdom comes from ancient. Yeah, this is the wisdom that they're talking about. This is like our own script. Our constitution should be based on our own scripture because it's extremely wise. Wise saying that women cannot be witness because they are because their understanding of women is not steady. Basically saying women are emotional. Well, understanding of women is not steady. That means women are like too emotional to be able to be witness. Guys, this is worse than Islam. This scripture is worse than Islam. This part of it, at least, right? Because in Islam, it says a woman's testimony is half of a man. Half of a man. So in Islam, it's very sexist and against women, but a woman's testimony has some worth. It's half. It's not as the same as a man. It's half of a man, so it's still sexist, but at least it has some worth. Over here, a woman, even a pure woman, their testimony has zero worth. Oh, God damn it! So according to Hinduism, a woman is worth less than a woman is worth in Islam. Amazing. At least when it comes to being a witness, okay? I'm not talking about everything else, okay? I know Islam is worse to women in so many other. Actually, I don't even know that because I was thinking about wife beating, and Hinduism does have wife beating. I don't know if we're gonna get to wife beating parts today, but yeah, Hinduism. I don't know if we're gonna get to Hinduism. We might have to do a part 2 of this. Because yeah, there is wife beating. Let's look at the next one. The next one is also the Manusmriti, so that's good. We don't have to re-explain the sources. This one is about women are like dogs and pigs, apparently, according to this one. This is in the Manusmriti. I don't know what these other things are. Okay, again, guys, we're still in the Manusmriti. So you guys we have established how important this is when it comes to Indian law. I don't think we need to explain that anymore, right? Let me search for. Right, so you could also see the citation of where this is. Oh, unhighlight the comment. Sorry. God damn it. This is why I need Susanna as a co-host. Yeah, read this. This is check this one, okay? I don't know what this is. The Kandala. Is that like an animal? I don't know what this one is, but I know the rest of them. Wait, hold on. What's Kandala? I don't know what this thing. What I don't know what this is. What? Okay, let's look at the rest though. The rest is Chandala. Chanadala. Okay, this part is not important, I think. All right. We know what a pig is, though. The pig, the cock, and also the dog, the unclean woman, and the eunuch should not look at Brahmins while eating. Oh, it's like, oh, it's the lowest caste. Oh, the Chandala. It's like, okay, it's the lowest class. Oh, no, is it the lowest caste or the outcast? The lowest caste starts with the sh. With the Shudras are the lowest caste. Oh wait, is this the Dalits? Okay, pronounce Chandala, Chandala, and it is referring to the Dalits. Oh, okay, so the Dalits. Yeah, and also the unclean woman is referring to women on their period. Okay, so these are basically we're creating a category of disgusting things. Wait, how could you instruct a pig not to look at the Brahmins? What the hell? This is weird. Okay, so we have a list of we have it, guys. You have, so for the people who are not looking at the live chat, take a look at the live chat. It is heavily spammed, heavily spammed. They are so butthurt. They are so like they're coming in masses. Unbelievable. Okay. All right. So we're gonna say Dalits, basically the outcasts. Okay. So this is the out, and again, don't tell for people who say the caste system is not part of Hinduism. Look how they're being referred to here. They're being referred to in the main law book in Hinduism, the most authoritative, the highest law book in Hinduism. This is how they're being referred to. They're being grouped with pigs and cocks and dogs. Okay, no offense to pigs and Dalits, and like, I don't know, in religions they always see animals as like something disgusting, as an insult. I don't see anything wrong with animals, but they see it as an insult. Okay, so they're grouping the Dalits with animals, with dogs and pigs and cocks, and also women under period. Women under period, these are basically considered so vile and disgusting that they shouldn't be looking at Brahmins. I don't say Brahmins or Brahmins. Okay, and for people who don't know, Brahmins are supposed to be the upper caste, the highest caste, right? So the outcast and the pig and the cock and the dog and women who are on their period shouldn't be looking at the upper caste when they are while eating. Who's eating? Is the Brahmin eating, or are these people eating? Well, not all of them are people. I want the laws of Hinduism to try to instruct a cock not to look at the Brahmin. I don't know how you do that. Like, what is the punishment? How do you know how do you even know which direction a cock is looking? Have you seen their eyes? They're on the side. Oh, the eunuchs as well. Sorry, you forgot the eunuchs, Armin. Yes, I know about women in, yeah, women in their periods. They're considered to be disgusting, dirty. They can't enter temples. They're supposed to isolate themselves. Let me see if I could find. Oh wow! Now the spammers have my picture now. Oh wow, this is fun. Thank you. Um, so this username with my picture and the user with the username Armin Navabi. I love your bold and beautiful, is saying, Armin, you're too damn cute. You're bold and beautiful. I love you. I want to give you a big hug. I want to kiss your big, bold, beautiful, shiny head. I love you. Wow. What this is a new spamming tactic apparently. Okay. Katie's saying today the word chandal is also used by upper caste people as a casteist slur. So if you want to basically, if you want to swear at lower caste people or outcast people, you call them a chandal, or you just use it as a slur. Like, it's basically like kind of like the N word in English, right? So you're using a casteist word as a way to insult people, like, oh, you're such an outcast. You're like this, basically being used synonymously with like something dirty or disgusting. Like, so basically, it shows you how, how somebody uses a word N word as a slur. They must be very racist to consider like black people so low to think N word is like to use N word as a slur. So basically, in the same way, Chandel is being used as a slur because it refers to the outcast people. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know that about Unix. Wait, what is it? Okay, there's so much spam here. Somebody say, I agree with him. Armin is cute, but there is no need for him to keep spamming it. No, that's fine. Oh my god, the mods are on working overtime today. Okay. But guys, I actually the most weird part about this scripture or this law or whatever, Hindu law for me is not the fact that I knew that they consider women in their periods to be dirty, and I knew that they're so obsessed they think like upper caste people just get like they get dirt on them just by having unclean things looking at them. I knew also know that was like very um a bizarre part of Hinduism, but I still don't understand how you could like have a law that mandates pigs, cocks, and dogs not to look at upper caste people. Like I can never tell dogs. I can tell which direction they're looking, but birds I don't. I never know which direction they're looking at. How are you gonna punish it? How are you gonna punish a cock for looking at an upper caste person while they're eating? Yeah, seriously. Much love to all the mods. How you do that? How you do that? Anybody know? Anyways, let's go to the next scripture. Yeah, actually, it's very interesting because, oh, guys, this is actually a very interesting thing. So, people saying, like, all these spammers in the live chat saying they are mad because they themselves don't, they haven't read these scriptures and don't want to expect any, expect it, oh, accept it, I think, or anyone know about it. It's so interesting because we are told so many times by Hindus that, oh, you don't understand Hinduism, why don't you go read scripture? Okay. And it's very interesting because then we do go read scripture and we're horrified about Hindu scripture. And what you realize is that the same people that keep telling you to go read Hindu scripture, they have no idea what's in them. and then and then when you do go read Hindu scripture and you find all these things, instead of like having a defense for it, they're like they have to come spam you and they have to come try to like give you block you on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook and try to spam you and remove you and just try to silence you because they're like, we didn't think you were gonna actually go do it. Like we're like, go read scripture, go read into scripture. Like, okay. And like, wait, no, not like that. by reading scripture, what we meant was for you to just um read the selected parts that we have cherry picked, the kumbaya flowery versions of it, and the parts that we have determined that makes Hinduism look good. We will just give it to you and you just accept it, and we just accept all of us how amazing Hinduism is. That's what we meant. We didn't mean for you to go read it directly yourself and actually go investigate what Hindu scriptures actually is saying. That's not what we actually meant. And now we don't know what to do. We're actually reading Hindu scripture and we have no defense because we haven't read it ourselves. We don't know. We didn't even know this was in there. So what do? We just have to spam you. But that's our defense apparently. Oh my god, it's so funny. Guys, the spam is helping us. Do you understand? Oh, like, oh, and look at this. You're like Islamist. You do you guys know that all these comments are feeding the algorithm? You guys are you guys are so stupid. I don't know what to do. Okay. Did we read this one? Yeah, we read. This was chapter 3, verse 239. So again, if anybody doesn't know, if anybody is doubting that this is part of the Manusmriti, you can see the citation right here, and you could go check it yourself. Okay. Oh, by the way, for people who are watching this later, you might not see all the spam because every time one of these spam is being removed, at the end the video will have it without the spam. So you might not see that anyways because our admin is doing such a good job in removing all the spam. Okay, so let's go to women in their period again. That's fun. Women under period. That's always fun to talk about. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. This is a Vishnu Smriti. Smriti. I don't. So this is Vishnu Smriti. Um, Vishnu Smriti number 5, verse 105. Let's find that. Again, if you want to see, look how bad has been collected, right? So if you want to see what this is, you can click on the index and you can see the Institutes of Vishnu or Vishnu Smriti, and we're going to chapter 5, and we're looking for verse 105. Okay, and we're going to talk about what this Vishnu Smriti is and what the position is, right? Okay, Katie is saying something. I need to highlight the some. Sorry if I miss some things in the live chat because there's so much spam. I might miss it. Okay. Okay. Like, well, let's not talk about people's races. You mean non-Hindu? Don't say white person. Yeah, I don't think we should refer to people's races. Oh yeah, not just a white person, when anybody. So Katie's saying when a white person, but let's say anybody. When anybody praises Hinduism, they are not asked for any expertise on the scripture or anything. Yeah, exactly. When you praise Hinduism, you are not you. They don't ask you to go do more research because you're praising it. Yeah, it's hard for me to find the comments here because of all the spam. Wow, guys, the spam is picking up. The spam is picking up. All right, let's look at what other things all these spammers don't want you to see. Okay, so this verse is saying if a woman in her courses, what does this mean? Like in her period? Hold on. Touches such a person, she shall be lashed with a whip. So if a woman in her period touches such a person, okay, so this is referring to up defies his touch. Yeah, this is referring to upper caste people, right? So basically, is saying somebody. Yeah, so yeah, courses here refers to period. Yeah, so if a woman in her period touches somebody who is an upper caste, she should be punished by being whipped. There's it. I think it's pretty clear. I don't think this needs any interpretation, right? So somebody saying, where can I search this? Again, this is Vishnu Smriti, chapter 5, verse 105. Okay, so now let's look at what is Vishnu Smriti. If you guys can get your hand on any copy of a Vishnu Smriti, that's again where verse 105, chapter 5. Okay, so the Vishnu Smriti, this is a scripture. This scripture is a dialogue between Vishnu and Prithvi or Earth. It is one of the latest Dharma Sastras. The book is also known for its handling of sati. Okay, so this is actually an important book because this is where we get sati from. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know what sati is. Sati is like a widow burning. So basically, when a man dies, his widow is burned alive. So that by itself could have its own stream because, like, we could have included some widow burning here because this is a topic about sexism. But I think that's such an important topic, and it's so ingrained within Hinduism. I mean, Rama burned his own wife as well, right? I mean, she survived because she's like divine and stuff, but other people don't. But wife burning, widow burning is such a fundamental part of Hinduism, and a lot of it comes from Vishnu Smriti. I just want to know what's the position of this scripture. We know it's on this side because it's a Smriti. Oh yeah, so Katie's saying you can get scriptures on archive.org as well, and also you can get scriptures on sacred-text.com is a good site as well. So sacred-text.com and also scripture archive.org as well. Okay, Yeah, they haven't been very good at compiling all of this in one place. Yeah, do you think the evil West outlawed it? Yeah, the practice of sati or widow burning was banned by the British. So again, the British did a whole bunch of horrible things, but they also did some good things, like banning slavery and widow burning. That's a good thing. They banned. Um, Katie, can you tell me about the position of this text of Vishnu Smriti on this chart? I know it's going to be on the right side. I don't know where it belongs in all of this. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Susanna, for all the hate that all the sexist hate that you're getting. Rudresh, we're going to get to widow burning at some point. Burning widows alive for people to know. Okay, so it's here. The Vishnu Smriti is one of the Dharma Sutras. So it's one of the law books. So this is where it belongs. But is it one of the okay? So it's one of the Dharma Sutras. It's not as important as the Manusmriti, but it is one of the one of the law books. It's not high up there, but it is. Where is this Vishnu Smriti? Okay, guys, like the way that we're showing it to you is on sacredtext.com. But if you could get your hands in any way on this book, which is the Vishnu Smriti, which is the Institute of Vishnu, which is one of the law books. If you could, this is where the practices of wife burning, one of the books that refers to that. That's where it comes from. One of the places that it comes from, right? So this is not it is one of the law books, and I keep telling you this. So it's sacred text, sacred-text.com. That's one place you could get access to it. Chapter 5, verse 105. How hard is this to find these things? Wait, what is this? 105. Yeah, how hard is this to find these things? Like, do you guys need to hold your hand in finding these things for you? Guys, these spammers are building accounts one after. They're very committed. They're very committed. They have nothing else to do. It's unbelievable. What do they think they're achieving by doing this? I'm still gonna expose Hindu guys. I'm still gonna you keep building more accounts and coming here and spamming. You're not gonna stop us from exposing Hinduism. Like we're not gonna stop. This is just gonna encourage us. Susanna, are you okay? This is like you're getting so much hate. Where's Susie? Okay, so Katie's saying this is one of the primary law books that talk about sati. Okay, so this is not an insignificant. This is not an insignificant law book. This is one of the main law books that has reference to the widow burning. Okay, so it is an important law book. All right, let's move on to the next one. We did lashing. So this was lashing women for just touching an upper caste person if they're on their period. Hey, at least they have to be on their period. Ooh, we're now in the Upanishads. Oh, wait a second. Guys, we have some Upanishads. That means for people who say that we're not going all the way, none of this is important. It's part of the Vedas. Guys, look at this. We even have something from the Vedas. One of the main so these are the ancient texts over here. This is not all, everything we've been talking about so far has just been Smriti. Okay, we're going to the back end coding of the universe now to see if there's any sexism in the back end coding of the universe, otherwise known as Shruti. Okay, and the Vedas, the four Vedas, are part of the Shrutis, and the most important Veda to Hinduism today is the Upanishads. Okay, and now we're going to be looking at the Upanishads. Okay, so this is one of the oldest text. This is ancient. We're going ancient. We're going in deep. Okay. So Susanna is being so, look at this. Susanna is being so tough. I'm just sitting here like I ain't even doing nothing. Oh, Susanna. Guys, they're really going heavy after Susanna. It just shows how sexist this goddamn people are. Like, look at that. Oh, let me close this. Why is this? Why do I have an alarm? Do I have something else I need to do? No. All right, so let's look at the verse. Let's see if it's how sexist the ancient texts are. We're going back to the Hinduism OG, proto-Hinduism, right? Like ancient Hinduism. Okay, let's look at this text. This is getting, so if anybody told you like, oh, Armin, like Hindus, I only care about the Vedas, I don't care about all these other Smriti stuff, like you're not criticizing Hinduism. You're not criticizing Hinduism if you are not talking about the Vedas. That's the only part that is divine. That's the, like, which is bullcrap. Like, if anybody tells you that the Vedas are the only point that are truly divine, they're claiming that the Bhagavad Gita is not divine. Like, seriously, what is Hinduism without the Gita, without the Puranas, without the Ramayana? What is Hinduism without Ramayana? Like, that's complete bullshit. Okay, but in case somebody says that, we're like, okay, I have sexism for you in the Vedas, not only in the Vedas, but in the most important of all Vedas. Somebody's saying, hello, I want to know what website. I gave you the website. I don't know what else to do. Okay. So this one is easier to find because it's the Upanishads, right? So let's say which Upanishad? We're talking about the Brihadarayanka Upanishad, 647, verse 647. Okay, so this one, it says, if she is not willing, he should buy her over, and if she is still unyielding, he should strike her with a stick or with the hand and proceed, uttering the following mantra: I take away your reputation, etc. She is then actually discredited. Actually discredited. Okay, what does this mean? Somebody's saying Upanishads are not the Vedas. Each of the 4 Vedas has one or more Upanishad, which are philosophical exegesis. Okay, guys, I know you like to categorize things differently, and I understand that. Okay, but Upanishads are the headlines of the Vedas. Okay, so these are, I don't know, sometimes considered as commentary on the Vedas, but they are categorized as part of the Vedic tradition. Right, Katie? Upanishad here. Let's read about. Okay, so they are the most recent. Okay, look, what the hell? Look at this. I know, like this is why people try to like confuse you and make it seem like you don't understand Hinduism. But this is, every time you do this, you have to understand that people are motivated in, people are motivated in confusing you and tell you that you don't understand things. Well, but they're the ones who don't understand things. Look at this. The Upanishads are late Vedic Sanskrit texts of Hindus. Like, okay, let me highlight this comment. Who said this? All right, where are they? Rudrash is saying, I can't believe that Armin is actually teaching Hinduism to Indians better. Hold on, let me actually bring this comment. Who said this? Look at this. This is why I'm telling you, you can't just say somebody is Indian so that they trust them. Okay, you have to actually do your own research. Okay, Like this comment is saying they are not part of the are not the Vedas. Okay, but look at this. Okay, the Upanishads are late Vedic Sanskrit texts of Hindu philosophy, which supplied the basis of later Hindu philosophy. They are the most recent part of the Vedas. The Vedas. Okay, they are part of the Vedas. They're just the latest addition, and the most important part of as well. Okay, so Katie's saying, to be fair, Hindus don't understand Hinduism either, and these scriptures are so old. The best understanding we have is still somewhat confusing. Yeah, this is like, guys, the Vedas, even though a lot of people, Hindus, will tell you that the Vedas are the most important part of Hindu scripture, they are the least relied on. Like the ones, and among all the Vedas, the Upanishads are the latest additions and the most important one, right? Because the earlier ones are completely unrecognizable. The earliest Vedas are so different from what we understand as Hinduism that they're unrecognizable. Like if you read them, like, is this even Hinduism? Okay, if anything part of the Vedas is Hinduism, it would be the Upanishads, right? And somebody's telling me that they're not part of the Vedas, but they're the latest part of the Vedas. So Katie's saying the Vedas have 4 parts, and the final part is the Upanishads. We were taught this history in class. Yeah. So guys, that's why you have to be careful. Just because somebody is a Hindu or somebody's from India comes and tells you that actually the Vedas, the Upanishads are not the Vedas, they just don't just believe that right away. Okay, that is, you can't just accept that just because somebody has a Hindu sounding name. Okay, they're trying to make something that is already very all over the place even more confusing. This is part of the Vedas. Okay, and then I'm showing, like, look at this, like, this guy is lying to you all. I'm literally showing all the sources, everything on screen for you so you could go verify it yourself. And apparently, like, he's like, he doesn't know anything about India. Dude, I'm literally showing everything on the screen for you to go be able to go look it up yourself. If you think I'm lying, you could go double check everything I'm showing to you. All right, so, like, for example, like, am I lying to you about the fact that this is a part of the Vedas, that this is part of the Upanishad? Am I lying to you? Go look it up. Go get this Upanishad. Go get it and go look at this section. Verse 6. Wait, actually, let me see. Yeah, verse 6.4.7. And you can see that here's the Sanskrit version of it. It's all here. Katie was saying something about the Sanskrit. Yeah, see, Upanishads are the final part of the Vedas. So don't fuck with me. I know what I'm doing here. I actually know this. You can try reading the next verse as well. Okay, what is the next verse? All right, so Katie, my understanding is, I will read the next verse as well. But Katie, so correct me if I'm wrong, because the way I'm reading, yeah, okay, I saw that, Katie. Thank you. Yeah, so Victoria is new. Victoria is saying, why do these Hindus always use Islam as an insult, even against atheists? Victoria, because they think everybody who's attacking Hinduism must be a Muslim. They can't comprehend that somebody could be a non-Muslim and even if we tell them that we're not a Muslim, we're atheists, they're saying that we're doing taqiyya and we're actually a Muslim because there's no other way. We must be a Muslim if we're attacking Hinduism. That's why. No, but okay. So Katie, correct me if I'm wrong. The way I understand this, when it says if she is not willing, they're talking about sex here, right? They're talking about sex. So basically, if she is not if you want to have sex with her and she says no, this is very much like Islam. If that's the correct interpretation, right? This is like in Islam when if you say no to your husband, the angels come curse you. If you be, I also is like Quran where it's wife beating. This is wife beating. Yeah. Also, this is very similar to the wife beating verse in the Quran. Am I correct about assuming that when it says if she's not willing, they're talking about sex here, right? Where is Katie? All right, let me just read this. Continue. He should buy her over. So this is very much like Quran. What does it mean by buy her over? Like, you should try to like convince her. She's like, I'm horny. Let's have sex. And she says no. Like, Come on. Come on. You want some flowers? You want some chocolate? Come on. I'm horny. Okay, so Katie's saying, does that work on anyone? Hey, woman, does this work? Come on. Come on. All right. Katie's saying, yes, it is about sex. The discredited means that she becomes unable to have a child and will lose her social reputation. Wow. Wow. Okay. So if she's like not putting it up and says no, and she's unyielding, she doesn't yield to you. You tried. You tried being nice. You tried playing nice. This is very much like in Islam where it has multiple steps. You don't go to the beating part right away. There are steps, right? Yes, this is basically marital rape, exactly, right? So she's unyielding. She's not having sex with you. Step 2 is strike her. Guys, in Islam, in the Quran, step 3 was strike her. In Islam, step 1 was like you don't talk to her. She's like, actually, it's not even about sex. Like she's being disobedient. Okay. So in Islam, step 1 is that you give her the silent treatment. Step 1. Step 2, you kick her out of your bed so you don't share the bed with her. And step 3 is that you strike her. In Hinduism, according to the Vedas, step 2 is strike her. So one step avoided. You go to striking your wife on step 2 if she doesn't have sex with you. Okay? And with it, actually, this is a lot more helpful because in the Quran, it doesn't tell you how. It doesn't really tell you how to hit her. The Hadith makes it more specific on how you should hit her, but the Quran, again, guys, this is the Upanishads. Like this is the most divine part of Hinduism. It doesn't get more divine than this. This is more divine than the gods. Okay, so the Vedas are more above the gods. So for people with an Abrahamic mindset, that's hard to understand. Okay, so even the gods have to abide by like some of these rules. Okay, it's weird in Hinduism. Sometimes the sages are even above the gods. Okay, so you should strike her with a stick. If you don't have a stick at hand, you could use your hand. Right, either with a stick or with your hand. But you have to curse this. Here's the interesting part. The hitting is not enough. While you're hitting her, you also curse her. Basically, you're doing this mantra and saying, "I take away your reputation. I take away your like I take like you put her on your lap, okay, and you lift up her skirt and you just go like, "I take away your reputation," like this. I take away your reputation, okay? She might like it. I don't know, but this is not BDSM, okay? Because this is not like this sounds like BDSM, but it's not that. It's actually evil, okay? BDSM is fun. BDSM has like has some prior understanding and communication before you actually do stuff like this, okay? This is like bad, okay? So I know some of you are getting excited over this, but this is not good. BDSM good, this bad, okay? So you say, I take away your reputation, okay? And then she gets discredited. So the curse works. The curse works. Like what happens is that she will lose her reputation in society because she didn't have sex with you. She didn't have sex with you, and now she is discredited among society. So Katie told me to read the next verse as well. I wasn't prepared for the next verse, but let's read what the next verse is saying. If she is willing, so it continues on verse 8 and says, if she is willing, he should proceed uttering the following. Okay, so if she says like, okay, I know you're going to beat me up if I don't have sex with you. This is not consent, by the way. When it says, guys, it says if she's willing, okay? But this is not really willing if you're not willing and you get hit with a stick with it, this willing part is not actual consent. This is like, I better have sex with him or else he's going to beat me. Okay? That's what this means. Okay? So it says if she is willing, he should proceed. Proceed with what? Wait, uttering the following mantra. I transmit reputation. Oh, all right. So, wait, proceed with having sex with her. So this one was hitting. Wait, when I'm assuming when you were saying proceed and you were reading the mantra, you were hitting her while you were saying the mantra, correct? Katie, or are you having sex while reading the mantra? Is this sex while reading the mantra or hitting her and reading the mantra? Katie, tell me. This is very interesting. This is very important. Yeah, like this is why I'm laughing. Secular, we're clarifying before we actually talk about it, because saying is he saying that like with every thrust? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so the first one is hit her and read the mantra. Okay, so you're hitting her and reading a mantra. So it's like this, like, I take away your reputation. I take away your reputation, like this. I take away with every slap, or it's a stick, you get a cane. You get one of those canes with the spiky end, okay? And you're like, I take away your reputation, okay? But then if she's willing, I think the emotion is more like a thrust movement, because you have to read this mantra. I transmit reputation into you. So your cum works as reputation credits, right? So every time you're thrusting, you're like, this is reputation. Here's my reputation. I'm putting reputation in you. So if you see a woman with high reputation in a Hindu society, that's her husband's cum inside of her glowing and basically showing all this reputation. Guys, this is very romantic. This is so romantic. Imagine being fucked by your husband and he's like shouting, I transmit reputation into you. Thank you, husband. Give me all that reputation. Reputate in my ass, husband. Fill my asshole with reputation. Make me wet with reputation, husband. Can you can you spread some reputation on my chest? Can I swallow your reputation? Reputation, come thrust your reputation into my we're getting too much. Guys, don't swallow my reputation. All right, so now next time you see oh my god. No, I shouldn't say that. I should stop. Oh god. Okay, so if you're a Hindu woman and you want to have a high standing in society and you want to have high reputation, make sure that make sure you're willing, make sure you don't say no to your husband, and do not have sex with your husband unless he's giving you this mantra, because then it's not going to work. Okay, every time he's thrusting inside of you, make sure that he's saying this mantra that I transmit reputation into you. Okay, what's the point of having sex if you're not going to get some reputation points out of it, right? Damn. Hinduism is interesting, to say the least. Oh my god. Oh, look at this. Guys, look at how many people here in the live chat think I'm a Muslim because I'm talking about Hinduism. Look at the Aryan is saying, looking at history, blindfolded pride in Islamic history is such a history proud. Guys, I have so much pride. I have so much pride for Islamic history. Oh my god, so romantic. So romantic. Okay. Next time I want to hit on somebody, I'm gonna say like, hey, you want some reputation? Do you want some reputation? That's how I'm gonna hit on somebody. All right, what's the next verse? Oh my god, this is too much fun. Guys, who knew Hinduism was going to be this much fun? The next one is the Gita. Do we even need to tell you Does this even need introduction? Does it? Does anybody here need introduction to the Gita? Okay. So for anybody who does, as much as people tell you that the Vedas are the most important part of Hinduism, it's not. Okay. The most adored, the most celebrated, the most beloved, the most cited, the most advocated for, the most used for PR of Hinduism book in all of Hinduism is the Bhagavad Gita, which is part of the Mahabharata. Okay, so which is not one of the Vedas. Okay, so we have already gone through some of the Gita here on previous lives chats before. So it's right here. It's part of the Itihasa, which means like history, Hinduism's history, which is bullshit. None of this is history. All of this is fiction, obviously. Okay, so it's the epics. It's interesting though. It's hey, I must give you something. Okay, as much as Hinduism is bullshit, if you look at it as reality, it's bullshit. But if you just look at it as stories, it's pretty good stories. It's beautiful. The art is beautiful, and the stories are pretty cool too. Okay, so the Gita is actually very interesting if you just look at it as fiction. Okay, but anyways, if you take it seriously as fact, as history, then you have lost your mind. Let's look at the Gita and see what does the Gita have to show us about sexism. Let me see. Oh yeah, Katie is also saying the Mahabharata is the largest epic in the world history. Yeah, this is what Katie is referring to. Okay, so the Bhagavad Gita is part of the Mahabharata. Okay, it's huge. It's really big. Okay, it's the largest epic in world history, and one of the books in Mahabharata is the Gita. Yes, the Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. Wow, I actually can say these words now. This used to be a huge tongue twister for me before. Somebody is saying there's nothing interesting in the Bhagavad Gita. Wow, now you're going to make me defend Hinduism? I find the Bhagavad Gita very interesting. I find that it's actually very fitting that they're called the epics because it is very epic. All right, so what are we looking at? What is the scripture we're looking at? It's saying, "Oh Partha, by taking shelter of me, even low-born women and oh my god, even low-born women, merchants, shudras, which is this is the lowest caste, I think, shudras or whoever are certain to attain the supreme destination." Okay, so no, even lower, yes, even yes, even low-born women and shudras. Yeah, so basically low-born women, these are like, it's basically referring to the woman and weighing lowborn as negatives, like how look at the possibilities of taking shelters in me as your lord, right? Look at what becomes possible, that even a lowborn woman can attain the supreme destination. That's how impressive I am. I think is this Krishna speaking right here? I'm assuming because we're talking about the Gita, and I'm assuming this is Krishna speaking. Am I correct about that? Yeah, Gaijin American is saying the Mahabharata has 1.8 million words. What? And transmit what is it? What, I don't know how it changed. What was it? Hey, somebody tell. Oh yes. Okay, so people are saying yes. Rudrish is saying, I think the entire Gita is Krishna speaking. And no, I mean, most of what Gita is Krishna speaking, but it's a dialogue. It's a dialogue mostly between two people, right?
So a lot of it is Krishna speaking, but obviously, given that it's a dialogue, it's not all of it is Krishna speaking. This is Krishna. Yep. So yep. Yes, most probably Krishna. It's pretty safe to say that if somebody if somebody in the Gita is saying that you could attain supreme destination through sheltering through me, even if you don't know which side of the conversation is this, even if it doesn't say specifically, I mean, who would speak like that in the Gita? It would be Krishna. It's Krishna who's speaking like that in the Gita. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. See, liberal Hindu is being sensible here. Okay, so not all Hindus are, are denying these problematic parts of the scripture. So liberal Bengali Hindu is saying, apart from the violence part or caste, there are many beautiful verses in the Bhagavad Gita. I would actually go beyond that. I would even say the violent parts of the Gita is beautiful. Okay, because as long as you don't take it seriously, and as long as you don't take it as like scripture and something to follow, it is beautiful poetry, right? Like, for example, you could think Game of Thrones is beautiful. Even the violent parts of Game of Thrones are beautiful. Just because it's violent, it doesn't mean it's not beautiful. The only problem is that if people think that this is a good source of wisdom, it's not a good source of wisdom. It is a great source of enjoyment. It's a great source of entertainment. It's a great source of enjoying beautiful history, and not real history, like history as in history of the history of people who wrote this, right? Like it's part of historical. It's a historical text. It's not, doesn't tell you anything about history, but it is part of history, right? There's so much value from that aspect of it. But yeah, I would, liberal Bengali Hindu, I would go beyond what you're saying. I would say not only it has beautiful verses, I would say the violent parts are also beautiful. Katie's saying the other translation says even the lowborn woman merchant. Oh, okay. So here, so apparently it's supposed to put like a colon or something here. Even the lowborn, including women merchants, shudras, or whoever are certain to attain supreme destination. Okay, so apparently the way Katie is understanding this is that it's not that lowborn woman. It's categorizing the people who are lowborn, like women, merchants, shudras. I don't know which one would be the most accurate way of looking at it. I just know woman is being used here as a negative. Gay Asian American is saying religions are just fandoms that take things too seriously. I mean, originally they were intended to be taken seriously, but we could change that. Anyway, so this was the Gita. So you can see the Gita, Krishna himself in the Gita. I mean, guys, that is really rich. I just remembered this coming from Krishna being anti-woman from all people. Unbelievable. So rich. Look at this. This is your Lord Krishna. This is Krishna. How many women did look at this? How dare you? Look at this. This is Krishna with all these women. Look at this. How dare you, Krishna? Like even women. You love women. Didn't he make like copies of himself just so that he can like have sex with many women at the same time? Look at that. Look at all this. Look at such a lady's boy. All the time with all these women. This is him talking to Arjun before the battle. Right before and after, he goes back to having sex with all these women. Yeah, Krishna like loves women. Yeah, 16,000. 16,000, more than 16. Yeah. Okay, so guys, it's more than the fact that he had 16,000 wives. It's more than that. It's the fact that he made also 16,000 copies of himself because he didn't want to have sex with them. Yeah, here's the more accurate number: 16,108. Because he wanted to make sure that he can have sex with them all at the same time and enjoy them all at the same time. It's not enough to be able to just go one by one. Oh, Rujesh is saying these women were Brahmins. They were upper caste in previous birth who got their wish to be so close to the Lord. Oh, this was the reward for this woman because they had such high karma. Well, okay. That's one powerful orgasm. Guys, actually, that's pretty good. Imagine being able to have like 16,000 plus orgasms at the same time with 16,000 beautiful women. Okay, that is pretty epic. That is pretty epic. That's pretty badass. I must say. I am I jealous of Krishna? Yes. Yes, I am. This person. Wow, what a great take. Tarun is saying, Armin, you're just dumb, bro. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. You just ended me. You just ended me. I came up with all these like verses and all these sources and all this talk, but that's it. I'm just gonna pack it up. I'm just gonna pack it up and go. That was a solid argument right there. Yeah, cosmic orgasm. You are crazy. Really. Look at these people. This is how they're this is the way you defend Hinduism. Okay, these are the arguments in favor of Hinduism. This is the best it could get. You are crazy. All right, guys, this is the level of criticism we're getting here. Let's do some. Yep, we can't, guys. We have to. Okay, we have to. I think we have to. Do we have time? Do we have time to do this? Because we're talking about sexism. We cannot not do this. We cannot talk about sexism in Hinduism. How do we even look at this? I mean, without talking about sati, right? So I don't know if people know what sati is. You guys know what sati is? This is sati. Okay, yes. Yeah, this is like when it comes to sexism in Hinduism, it doesn't get any worse than this, right? This is the strongest form of it, right? And it's the practice of a man who's been dead, and you get his wife who's a widow. He's dead. He doesn't have to feel he doesn't have to feel the flames. He just burns, but she has to burn with him, and she has to be burned alive. She has to be burned alive. She has to go through the pain of feeling all those flames on her skin. Well, he's just dead. He doesn't have to worry about that, right? Like, can anything get more vile and disgusting than this? This is part of Hinduism. Like, it's a fundamental. Like, it's not like it wasn't introduced by the British or by the evil Westerners. This is Hindu scripture. Okay. You can see. I think that. Oh, yep. There you go. Okay. You can see how Hindu this is. Shiva. This is Shiva's wife burning. It comes. I mean, Rama did that. Shiva has a history with that. Look, they're making it seem so holy. Like, guys, look at her. She's just going through being burned. Look how holy this looks. Do you really think it looks this pure in real life? Look at all these people. Like, oh no, she's burning. Do you think you could stand still like this while your skin is burning? Do you think it looks this beautiful? Do you think like do you not know, like, do you guys, the way it actually looks is somebody screaming while their flesh is being turned into, it's so disgusting. right? Like, look, this is the dead husband. Oh my God, this is an actual picture of this woman before she was burned alive. Guys, it's unbelievable. Oh, there's some. I shouldn't scroll down. The pictures could get really vile. Anyways, let's look if this is actually part of Hinduism or not. Yeah, Ghost Bunny is saying, imagine the screams and the fear as the woman burns alive. Yeah. Katie saying, for people who don't know, I think she mean women were burned alive along with their dead husband. This was legal until 1829 when Lord William Bentinck banned it. Okay, so it was the British who banned it. It was carried out secretly after that. Okay, so guys, when we're talking about the British banning horrible things in Hinduism, we're not denying that the British did a whole bunch of bad things. Okay, we're not denying that. Okay, but it's not that black and white. Okay, there were some things that the British did right that was actually an improvement to the Indian subcontinent, which is like banning sati, which was one of them. Right? Again, we're not denying the bad things they did, but this was obviously a good thing they did. And Katie saying the Orthodox Hindus were so pissed at the liberal Hindus of the time who wanted women to be educated and abolish sati. Wow, so pissed. Unbelievable. This is so vile. So vile. Like there's no like burning alive. Anyways, what are we looking at? Where is this? This is the parash. Like we want to see if this is part of Hinduism or not. Okay, we have three different sources for this. Two of them are Smriti. One of them is Parasara Smriti. One of them is the Vishnu Smriti, which we already referred to, and the other one is the Agni Purana. Um, Agni Purana. Oh no, Agni Purana. Oh no. It's one of the main Puranas, one of the main 18 Puranas as well. Agni is named after my favorite god in Hinduism. Guys, my favorite god in Hinduism is Agni because he reminds me of Prometheus because he brings messages from the other gods. He also brings the gift of fire. Agni in Hinduism always reminds me of Prometheus, and that's why he's my favorite. You know, yeah. Somebody saying Agni means fire. Yeah, Agni. That's where the word is related to the word ignite. Ignite and Agni have the same roots, right? Agni is like one. It used to be one of the major gods in Hinduism, but now it was demoted, which is very unfair. Agni is cooler than Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma combined. Okay, Agni was supposed to be was. I wish it would remain the major god. Anyways, so but we'll get to that. Okay, so we have the Parashara Smriti. Okay, and which part of the guys? This is how horrible Hindu scripture curation is online, that you actually have to go to the archive.org to be able to even have access to their text. How do we zoom in? There we go. I think this will. Okay, here. Found it. So it's here. I know. Oh, there we go. So it says if a woman follows her departed lord by burning herself on the same funeral pile, she will dwell in heaven for as many years as there are hairs on the human frame, which reach the number of the crores and a half, basically 35 million. 35 million years? Okay. So you go to heaven for 35 million years if you burn yourself alive. So let's see if this, what's the significance? Again, you can see if you guys don't believe this, like, because not all of these scripture has been compiled online, right? So if you really want to go dig and see that this is true, you have to go find a physical copy of this part. Like, go, if you want to be like, oh, Armin is lying to us, this is not true. Go and get your hand of a physical copy. Like, if you're in India, you should be able to find these text more easily than other places, right? Just go get a Parashara Smriti and go to what's the section? Go to here. Go to chapter 4 Oh, here you can see on the screen, okay? But I'm also saying here that this is chapter 4, verse 32. Okay? Oh yeah, okay. So you can see that. 32. Okay? So it's right here. And you can see the Sanskrit as well. Somebody's saying, only 35 million years? Kind of doesn't sound worth it. Katie's saying it's difficult to even find these in India. Okay, so if this text is difficult to find, I'm really glad that the Internet Archive has archived these right away. But if you go looking, you're going to be able to find it. If you think like this is like a deception, this is like us, like, we're this is a website by Islamists trying to defame Hinduism, then go find this book, okay? But let me actually see if I could find out what's the significance of this Smriti. Where does it belong to? Where does it belong to on that chart that we have? The Parasara Smriti is the scripture. This scripture is supposed to act as the code of law of the Kali Yuga. Really, this is the end of times kind of stuff. The current period of the current period of time in Hinduism. All right, but where does it belong on this chart, Katie? So there's somebody in the live chat that is spamming by showing me an uncomfortable amount of weird love. Somebody's saying. So yeah, guys, the live chat is going wild. Done 9%. All right, so okay, so again, apparently this will also belong here. Oh no, the Dharma Sastras. Dharma Sastras. Where is that? Is that here? You mean the Dharma Sutra? Is that the same thing? Is that the same thing? I'm assuming you mean Dharma Sutra. I'm assuming it belongs here. Okay. Anyways, let's go to more. If you think that's not a significant text, then we could go to the next one. The Vishnu Smriti. I think we already discussed the position of the Vishnu Smriti. And we also mentioned that it's important in its mentioning of Sati. And again, this is chapter 25. Yeah, I know. We're going to do maybe future streams. We're going to do a future stream about Kali Yuga and all that, and end of time stuff, right? All right, so this is supposed to be verse 14. So again, the Vishnu Smriti, chapter 25, verse 14. Again, this is referring to the Sati practice, which is again burning of the widow after her husband dies, burning alive. Okay, so it says after the death of her husband to preserve her chastity, or to ascend the pile after him. Right? Okay, wait. So this is referring to the practice of Sati, and apparently is so that to make sure, this reminds me of Islam again, right? But the difference between Hinduism and Islam in this situation is that Muhammad, this is actually way more disgusting in Hinduism than Islam, okay? Because in Islam, Muhammad didn't want to have his wives to have sex with anybody after he dies, right? Because somebody made fun of him for that. Somebody said like, oh, I can't wait for Muhammad to die so I could marry his wives, right? And Muhammad made it illegal only for his wives to marry anybody after he dies. Only Muhammad's wives. Other Muslim women, after their husband die, they can go remarry. But Muhammad cursed his own wives because you have to understand at that time, not having a protection of a man makes you very vulnerable. Except Aisha. Aisha was a badass. She took care of herself. But for most women, it's a really vulnerable position. Like you're moved out of the house of your father. Your husband died. The best protection you could get is to remarry. And because Muhammad was so obsessed with he was so butthurt over his wives having sex with other men, he made it specifically illegal for his wives to remarry. Okay, other Muslim women, it's fine. Okay, and the disgusting part about Hinduism is that they take that and they take it to the next level. They say that about all Hindu women, right? Like this is like if it's about if it's anybody can do this, like to preserve her husband's preserve her chastity, and it's not, hey, don't remarry. It's like we're gonna burn you alive. Like Muhammad didn't say, hey, my wife, so that they can't have sex with other women, let's after I die, burn them alive with me. No, but in Hinduism, this is a prescription for beyond just the wives of one man, and it's the most brutal, disgusting way possible to try to preserve their chastity. It's unbelievably disgusting. It's like it's so vile, and this is part of Hinduism. This is part of Hinduism. This is not like, oh no, it was the British that introduced it. Oh, we were so pure and so everything was great until the British show up. No, this was actually there. This was disgusting until the British show up. The British fixed, stop this. Oh, actually, look. So Katie's saying, see how Seti is the very next verse to the woman not being independent verse. Oh, so if you go, okay, so if you read one verse before, it says to remain subject in her infancy to her father, in her youth to her husband, and her in her old age to her sons. Okay, so this verse is like encouraging sati or widow burning right after the verse talking about not having women independent. So it's very important for you not to have women just like roaming around separate from men. You either have to like tie them to their sons, to their husbands, or just burn them alive. That would be the most safest way possible. Okay? Apparently. You just can't have women just walking around independently. Yeah, Katie's saying this entire chapter is sexist and misogynist. Okay, so this is chapter 25 of the Vishnu Smriti. If you're interested in reading the chapter 25 of the Vishnu Smriti, again, it's on sacred-text.com, or you could go find a hard copy. Wow, people are very, very upset in the live chat. You guys must, that they're spamming. You guys must be very, very upset that I'm exposing Hinduism like this. You guys are really trying to protect Hinduism. Guys, if you're watching the stream after, the reason why you're not seeing all the spam is because once the stream is over and the live stream is like compiled, all the people who were banned, their comments are not showing. Okay. Yeah, number 14. Yeah. Okay. Yes, here again. Yes, again. Yeah, the chapter starts with the duties for women to follow. Okay. Somebody saying number 14 is not about sati. Are you serious? To ascend the pile after him. To ascend to the pile after him. This is specifically talking about sati. This is specifically talking about sati. You know what? These are just smriti. These are just smriti. Okay? These are just smriti. Okay? Yeah, sorry. I mean, these are just these are just law books. That's what I meant. These are just law books. Let's go to something more significant. Yeah, this is like, remember I told you Smriti, like look at the parts that are referred to the fifth Veda. The most important ones are the Ithasa and the Puranas. Okay, so yeah, no, I don't know if there's any sati in the Vedas. I don't think so, actually. Now that I think about it, but Puranas. Let's go to the Puranas, and remember, Puranas are the most important part of what we recognize as Hinduism today. So the Ithasa and the Puranas are the most important part of what we recognize as Hinduism today. So even if you think like these law books, because if we want to say like, if we want to keep referring to the law books, at least something in the law books is significant is if it's part of the Manu Smriti. Okay, maybe you could see like, okay, these are part of the law books, but it's not part of the Manu Smriti, so it's not that significant. Okay, but what's more important, even more important than the law books, is these Puranas. So much so that some people apparently are referring to them as the fifth Veda. Okay, so let's see if the Purana has anything. So this is what we're looking at. This is the Agni Purana. Okay, so like I told you, among the Puranas are very important, but the most important, the Mahapuranas, or the major Puranas, are 18 of the Puranas that are the most important, even among all the Puranas. And Agni Purana is one of them, right? So, no, we're done with this one. We're done with this one. We're done with this one. So now we're looking at an Agni Purana. Okay. Wow. How do I even read this? Apparently, I'm supposed to do the final paragraph on the left. Jesus. These texts are no. These texts is really not that accessible, is it? This one? This part? Wow. There's so much spam. I can't even tell who's talking about what. All right. Let's just read this. I'm assuming that this is the paragraph that is being referred to. Okay. Okay, so again, this is Agni Puranas, and you can see here. Here are the citations. Okay, all of the citations. If anyone wants to go research themselves, and here's the paragraph that we're looking at. Yes, that's the final paragraph on the left. Okay, good. A righteous king should protect the chaste. Is that how you say it? The woman who has chastity. The woman should engage happily, basically the virginity of the woman. You have to protect it. The woman should engage happily and efficiently. How do you do that? In the chores of household, the chores, I think. The chores, is that how you say it? The chores or the chores? Chores. Chores. Chores means, okay, let's say chores. Central part. Okay. The chores of household work. She should be decorating. Oh, I like that. She should be decorating well the household articles and be frugal in her expenses. Okay, so basically, stop asking for spending, stop asking for gifts. Somebody's saying, I won't answer a question. Hold on, let me see. Good question. Armin won't answer that. Why would I not answer? Can we have a stream on who wrote the Puranas? Yeah, we could do that, maybe, if we could find the information. Hey, Senna, you're full of crap. I did answer that. All right, so wait, we're decorating, guys. Somebody distracting. So we're decorating. Okay, we're decorating the house. I like this. I like to have my woman decorate the house. I'm kidding. She should always do service to her husband. Ooh, wow! I might turn Hindu tomorrow. She should always do service to her husband, to whom her father has given her in marriage. Guys, this is a contract, right? Marriage is basically an exchange between a father and a man. And then continues, the lady practicing what is this? Continence after, oh, what is this word? Continence. Hold on. Spelling it right? What does this mean? Continence. What? Continence. Okay. The ability to control movements of the bowels and bladder. What the hell? Self-resilience. Okay, self-resilience. Okay. The lady practicing continence after the death of the husband goes to heaven. What does that mean? Somebody explain this to me. She should not have the desire to live in order in others' house and should not be quarrelsome. A widow, as well as the wife of a man who has gone abroad, should not decorate her person. Decorate her person. What the fuck? She should always be bent on the worship of God and the welfare of the husband. Amazing. A woman whose husband has gone abroad. Abroad means like the afterlife. Okay. Should wear some ornaments for the welfare of the husband. Am I reading this right? It's assuming it means chastity. I'm assuming it means chastity. Okay. The woman widow who enters the funeral fire. Okay, there we go, guys. This is the Puranas we're talking. Okay, so the other, if you want to ignore the two other ones that I read because it was a lower part of the law books, we're talking one of the most significant parts of the one of the most important Puranas, right? So Sati, you cannot tell me that Sati is not a main part of Hinduism when it's inside the Agni Purana. It's inside the Agni Purana. Okay, Agni Purana is one of the 18 most important Puranas. Okay, so we have fire here. God damn, where were we? Where's the fire? Practicing death to the fire goes to heaven. She should have desire to. She shouldn't have the a widow as well. Okay, a widow as well as the wife of a man who has gone abroad should decorate. She should always be bent. Okay, we already did that. A woman whose husband has gone abroad should wear some ornaments for the welfare of the husband. The woman, the widow who enters the funeral fire along with, okay, so this part, the widow, the woman who enters the funeral fire along with the dead husband would also reach heaven. There you go. There you go. Sati is Hinduism. Okay. A householder should worship the goddess of fortune and do the cleansing of the house, etc. He should worship Lord Vishnu on the 12th day of Kartika, then make a gift of cow together with a calf. I don't know what that means. Her husband was saved by Savitri, wife of somebody. By practicing this truthfulness and good conduct, there needs not be any doubt that a woman would have children by the worship of the sun on the seventh day. Okay, this I don't know the rest. I don't know what the rest is talking about. I just know that burning with your dead husband alive in fire has been preached here as a way to attain heaven. All right? It's been established. Hinduism be sexist. Hinduism is anti-woman. Okay, somebody's talking about agnosticism. Agnosticism has nothing to do with the life. I'm not going to respond to that. It has nothing to do with the topic today. All right, we're good. We're good. We covered it. We have established. If anybody tells you that Hinduism is not sexist, please send them this video and tell them that they're wrong. Okay. Susanna, please take note of this if you're here. Me and Susanna will discuss this. Yes, Susanna saying it's been established. Yes, from today on, it has been established. We have made it official. Hinduism is officially recognized as extremely sexist, very anti-woman, no good, bad Hinduism, bad Hinduism. All right. So great stream. Yeah, we're gonna go. Thank you so much for everybody. Thank you to all the mods who kept the live chat clean with all the spam. Where are they? How come they're not spamming anymore? Is it because they've been exposed? Is there's no more use in trying to silence us? There's like it's that yeah, wow. On Twitch, we're being told that it's been established. This was a good stream. Thank you, Ghost Bunny. Guys, I can tell you, I have not seen anywhere where they do what I just did today. Okay, they don't just go and show you sexist or problematic verses. They also go through show you where it is being said this and how authoritative it is and how is it an important part of Hinduism or not, and what part of Hindu scripture it is. Like I think we're the first people who've done this. Like because this is like a very religion that is very complicated and it's all over the place, and try to make sense of what teachings are what part of Hinduism and how significant it is. It makes it more difficult to criticize Hinduism compared to Islam and Christianity. But someone's gonna do it, and we're doing it. Okay. I can't think this was a riot. Yes. Yeah. So let this be a foundation. And guys, we're going to be doing this for the next few decades. So if you want to join this ride, and in exposing Hinduism, because not that many people are doing it. Oh wow, it's good that the spammers are showing up at the very end. Like guys, you see how many of this was posted? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why are you spamming us with all these messages of love? I'm so touched. Okay, but nobody else is doing this. This is so lovely. Look at this, so sweet. Oh, you're in love with me. I mean, it's very fitting, Armin. Somebody named Armin being in love with Armin. Oh, guys, here, Queer Indian Atheist is the channel that has helped me with this. Make sure you go subscribe. Link is in the description. Thank you so much for all the help in helping me find all these sources. Queer Indian Atheist is saying, I have always tried to mention something about the scripture. I use my videos, but I never use such a detailed chart. Well, thank you. Well, anyways, thank you though. Thank you for all the help, guys. If you want to see more stuff like this, go subscribe to that channel. But yeah, we're gonna and subscribe to this channel, and also make sure you like. Don't leave without liking this video. Don't leave. Also, once the stream is over, please leave a comment, because there's not that much criticism of Hinduism, okay? And we need to expose Hinduism for what it truly is, because it is a big disease. You know, it is a huge problem right now. It is becoming. It has always been a problem, but it's becoming a bigger problem in India, okay, and everywhere else that is affected by Hinduism, right? We're not talking about a small portion of the planet. We're talking about the greatest rise of far right nationalism and Hindutva bigotry, all fueled with the backing of Hinduism. Okay, it's not just Hinduism, Hindutva ideology that is a political, disgusting, ethno-nationalist, dangerous ideology. Hinduism itself is rotten to the core, unless you take it just as like beautiful literature, then that's fine. I do that as well. I enjoy it like that as well. But if you take it as serious like guide for life, it's like it needs to be exposed, right? It's the third. Like a lot of people think like after Islam and Christianity, our focus should be on Judaism, even though the third largest religion in the world is Hinduism. Okay, it's a major deal, and somebody needs to do it, and we're going to do it. And I hope you join us on this ride with us. So make sure you subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell notification so that when we go live, because if you're subscribed, it's not going to tell you that we're live. So you need to hit the bell notification and click all. And also make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter, because if we get removed from YouTube, you see how many haters we have, right? You see we have so many people who are trying to remove us. So if we ever get removed from YouTube, we need to still be able to have access to you. So make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter. Link is in the description, right? Anyways, thank you everyone, and thank you for being here, and thank you for your support. Priya saying this stream was amazing. Live chat was insane. You guys are, and thank you Susanna and for being such a sport and being able to take all these sexist attacks. Thank you so much. I don't know how you do it, but I appreciate you and all the other ones. Anyways, guys, Ghost Bunny, Music Guy, Katie, everybody else, thank you so much for modding and everything. All right, bye.